Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Mad Mania, thank you for being here. Shout out to Aether in our Alliance chat, who apparently just rejoined the game. He may not know that I am live streaming because he's asking me how I am in the game. But I am going to answer that question on the stream. I reserve those answers to the YouTube audience. We do not answer those questions in Alliance chat at 5:30 p.m. on a Friday. We answer those questions on YouTube. And the answer is that I am doing very well at the moment, because my PC is fixed after 1 week of not working. It was working a little bit questionably before that. For those who remember, 2 weeks ago, my stream crashed in the middle of the stream, and it did go back up, but I mean, it just crashed out of the freaking blue in the middle of the stream. And that was certainly a sign that things were not right with my PC. I gotta move my PC a little bit. Still getting everything set up here, but yeah, my PC basically had some issues. When I tried to turn it on last Friday, it did not turn on at all. Actually, I'll go through the whole series of events. I turned it on. Actually, I woke up on last Friday, I exercised, I was ready for a very good day. I was ready to live stream later, ready to make a video over the weekend. I tried to turn on the PC, and the video card just kind of sputtered. A couple lights kept flashing on the video card. It kept sputtering like it was going to turn over, like a car that is almost starting, but you keep trying to turn it over and it won't start. And so I just turned the PC off. I powered the PC down. I was like, well, this is scuffed, but maybe we'll try it again later. And then there was actually a flood in my apartment, because it was raining very hard here in Vegas. I don't know if anybody saw any videos of it, but there was a very quick bout of rain in Vegas on Friday, and Vegas absolutely does not handle rain well at all. And I was actually on the phone with my dad. We were like talking about the weather, because there was a hurricane in Florida as well. Not in the area where my dad lives, but there was a hurricane there, and I was like, yeah, you know, we're getting a bunch of rain here. Blah blah blah. We don't deal with rain well. If you look at videos, you'll see that casinos will literally have leaks in their ceiling. Like, you know, multi-million-dollar casinos will have major leaks in their ceilings, and rainwater will get through. Like, as I'm talking to my dad, I'm like walking around my apartment. I'm like, wait a second. There's water in my apartment right now, you know, and basically, I guess I'm in a low point. I'm in kind of in a low point of my apartment complex, and so there's a lot of rain, and the rain that was building up at a different building, it then, you know, moved downward towards my building, and there was a ton of rain outside, you know, like giant puddles right outside my apartment, and some of that water seeped into my apartment, actually. And I've never had to deal with any kind of flooding at all before, but it was like a minor amount of water, basically. It seeped in all along the sort of western wall of my apartment. And one part of the western wall is where my office is, where my computers are. And the carpet where my computers sit on got a little wet. The bottom of my computers got a little bit wet. It did not actually damage my computers. That's not the point of this story. But anyway, there was flooding. I tried to turn on my PC again. The PC would not turn on at all. Like, zero power in my PC. I'm just like, oh crap, like, what is going on, you know? And my mind always goes to the worst, right? My mind always goes to, oh, maybe this PC is just straight up dead. Maybe there's just some, like, you know, I don't have an engineer's mind. I have a writer's mind. And so I was like, well, What if this PC is just straight up dead, will never work again? That would really suck. And it was Labor Day weekend, so it's not like I could get a bunch of tech support anytime soon. I tried to fix it myself for a couple days. You know, I tried to just sort of make sure every cable was plugged in very tightly, and that didn't really do anything. I have a pre-made computer, which is a waste of money, and I probably won't do it again, but I have a pre-built computer, and so I contacted the company that built the computer. I contacted their tech support. The kid who helped me was actually like a giant douche. Like, I don't know what his deal was. Like, he thought I was asking stupid questions when inevitably I have to be more knowledgeable than like 90% of the people he talks to. But this kid told me to like look at this blog post that his company did. The company's CyberPower PC. You know, this blog post about how you're supposed to test your power supply, right? Because in these situations, you never know if it's the power supply or if it's the motherboard, right? There's a way to test the power supply where you unplug the power cables from the motherboard, and then you take a paper clip and you plug you plug two ends of the paper clip into the two sockets where, you know, like the power would generally go from the power supply to the motherboard. So I did that, and the PC did turn on. The fans started working. And so what that is supposed to conclude is that the power supply actually works, right? Because you're removing the motherboard from the equation, and you're just like essentially jump starting the power supply. And when I did that, the power supply did work, or the computer did turn on. And so then the conclusion that both the blog and then the tech support person told me to conclude was that it was the motherboard. So I'm just like, oh crap, the motherboard is fried. Like, that's a complete disaster. Am I going to have to just buy a new motherboard and then plug everything back into the new motherboard? Or is there going to be data loss, right? I was really worried that I would have data loss where I would lose all the videos that I'd made of our last war that I'm still planning to make YouTube videos out of. I was worried that I would lose all the OBS settings that I've put together, all the Audacity microphone settings I've put together. And, you know, maybe I would have even had to reinstall Windows or something like that, right? And just like set everything back up on my computer. But, so I basically just went to a local tech repair person. I spent a good amount of time on Google, like actually researching who had the best reviews of any local PC tech person, or PC tech repair person. And I think I basically found like a very trustworthy dude, and brought the computer into his shop. He plugged a different power supply into it, right? And the different power supply did boot up the entire computer, which means that it was the power supply that was the problem. It was not the motherboard, it was the power supply. So that was like super good news, and I just had him order a new power supply, and I just had him install it. I've installed other things on my computer. You know, I've installed I've added RAM to my computer. I've replaced the heatsink before on my computer, but I've never replaced a power supply before, and so I just like let him do it. It was literally $50 of labor, so that seemed like a darn good deal. And the power supply came in today. He installed the new power supply today, and my computer works just fine now. And that is awesome. Madman says those tech supports always be the biggest douchebags. You know what? Like, I've had good tech support in the past. The reason that I actually bought a CyberPower PC this time was because in the past I've had good tech support from that company. Like, when on my last computer, like my computer was like overheating, like, you know, within like 30 minutes of starting up the computer, my computer would overheat and crash. And the tech support actually diagnosed the fact that it was that I needed to replace the heatsink. They told me what heatsink to buy. They gave me some guidance about how to install it. And like they were cool, right? Like they were like my computer was no longer in warranty. I'd had the computer for a couple years, but they were just cool about it. But this kid this time was just such a freaking douche, man. Like he just like would not, like if he thought my question was stupid, he would basically like not answer it. And he was just like acting like I was wasting his time asking him questions about this stuff, even though it's his freaking job to help people out. And yeah, he just really like irritated the hell out of me actually. And also did not give me good advice, right? Like the tech repair person was like, "Oh yeah, I never do the paperclip test. If you put it in the wrong socket, you could fry the entire motherboard." And B, the paperclip test didn't even give the right conclusion. Based on the results of the test, I would have had to conclude that the power supply was fine, but it actually was the power supply that was a problem. Video games, welcome to the stream. Video games says pre-builts usually come with a bad power supply. Built one with my brother recently and made sure to get a good power supply. Interesting. I've actually never had an issue with the power supply before, right? Like I've had PCs for 30 years now, and most of them have been pre-built, and I've never had a problem with the power supply before. Multiple times I've had like not enough RAM. I would like buy the PC, not look at how much RAM was in it, and then like there wouldn't be enough RAM and I'd have to like add more later. But I've never had an issue with the power supply before. So it was like a little bit weird. It was a little bit over scary. Like it was very scary for me because I was just like, man, this computer is not turning on at all. Like that seems pretty bad. But you know, at the end of the day, it was like a fairly simple fix. Like the obvious problem was the actual problem. The fix was pretty obvious. You know, I'm like very relieved that I'm just like back on my PC, because I did not have this PC for a week straight. And quite frankly, that's probably the longest time in my entire adult life that I have not had my main PC. I did have an old computer that I used, right? Like I have an old computer that's sitting right next to my new one that I use for various things, for like crypto stuff, basically. And oh, I need to grab this. I need to grab this pendant. All right. I hope I don't get harassed while I'm gathering this, but let's see. So yeah, I went a week without having my like main gaming PC, and that's probably the longest I've gone in my entire adult life, not having my main PC. And yeah, it definitely messes with your head. Like there's no doubt that it messes with your head when you're used to just being able to like wake up, turn on your PC, log into Rise of Kingdoms, do all the daily stuff you do on the internet. It definitely messes with you when you can no longer do that. Because you're like, oh, you know, how long is this going to last? Am I just like forever? Am I going to be, I feel deprived at this moment, so am I going to be deprived for like the rest of my life? That's not a realistic thing to think, but you think that anyway. Rexa, welcome to the stream. Riley, welcome to the stream. Let me tell you my specs here. I will tell you my specs here in a second. Let's see here. I can tell you my specs. I have an AMD Ryzen. Here, I guess I can just show it to you. I have an AMD Ryzen 5800X. I have 48 gigs of RAM, 32 of which I installed myself about like 2 months ago. I have an NVIDIA 3060 something. Let me see if I can pull the video card grab. I've actually been meaning to do a little spec, like exclamation point specs, just because I think, like, I know Lambo has that and it's like kind of interesting. Why yeah, it's an AMD 3060 something. It's sort of like the higher end of the 3060s. Riley says, I just bought a PC with the latest i5 and a 4060. Nice, nice. Riley says, the new gen Intel and RTX are incredibly good with power consumption, allowing you to use smaller power supplies. HDT, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is actually the first AMD processor that I have ever had in a PC. And it's actually really good. Like, the funny thing is, this PC is actually really good. Like, the performance of it is very, very good. I'm not playing any high-end games. I'm basically just playing Rise of Kingdoms. But, like, the performance in ROK, I can tell, is extremely good. So, I'm actually overall happy with the AMD. But it is interesting, Riley, that you say that Intel is better with power consumption, because this is both my first ever AMD processor, and it is the first time that I have ever had an issue with the power supply. Adrian, welcome to the stream. Riley says, you don't want to do random RAM combinations. You only want to do dual or quad channel. And my RAM is running at different frequencies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Riley. Like, the thing is, I don't think I should remove the 8. So I have the computer came with 2 8 gig sticks of RAM, and then I added 2 16 gig sticks of RAM. So, like, I can't imagine that it would be better for me to remove the 2 8 gig sticks and be down to 32 gigs. I can definitely notice a process improvement with the two, adding the 32 gigs of RAM. So I'm thinking that even though it's not perfect to have 2 8 gig sticks and 2 16 gig sticks, I assume that's better than just having 2 32 gig sticks. Rather just take out the 8 and keep the 2 16s. Interesting. I might actually call the dude that that fixed my PC and just ask him that question. I'm certainly going to give this guy business in the future. Whenever I buy a new PC, I'll probably just buy the components and have him build it for me. So Riley says the frequency matters when it comes to AMD, not Intel, though. Interesting. That is interesting, because yeah, I definitely chat GPT'd some questions when I was oh, look at all this new stuff. Look at, what's this? This is brand new. Brand new visuals here on the purchase screen here. So yeah, I'm like totally out of it as far as ROK. Like, I just haven't been paying attention for the last week. I've been playing the game on my phone. I've been doing all my daily stuff, but I just haven't really been, I'm not like engaged, you know, I'm not engaged in the game. I haven't been looking at any KVKs. I haven't really even been watching any videos. I've done 3 quests in Alliance Mobilization. I should probably, and I haven't really even been refreshing these all that often. I'm usually probably like the main person to refresh these quests. But yeah, I've just kind of been out of it. But yeah, that's interesting, Riley, what you're saying, because I would Google, when I was buying the new RAM, I would Google certain things and I would ask ChatGPT, like, is it okay to mix, you know, 16 gig sticks of RAM with 8 gig sticks of RAM? And they said it was okay, but I don't think I ever specified that I had an AMD processor when I asked those questions. I don't know if I'm going to change it, though, honestly. Because, like, I can definitely tell the performance is better with the extra RAM. Dauntless, welcome to the stream. Natsu, welcome. Adrian, I'm not sure if I said hello, but glad to have you here, Adrian. Adrian says, our BC Kingdom decided not to do a mobilization in the off-season. Yeah, we just go for level 7. Obviously, we need to push it here at the end, in the last day. Or no, we have 2 days. So yeah, even though we've been very, very casual, like very casual. I mean, we're very casual here. Duke has done 4 quests. Sanriel's done 5. Borm, a new migrant, has done 4. Idun has done 4, which is actually... Well, okay. I mean, a lot of us slack, like, always. A lot of people slack always on this event, but Sibeli's done 4. Oh, that was Idun's ult. So Idun's actually doing pretty good here. Eli's done 2. I mean, we're just slacking, right? I've done 3. My ult has done, like, 2, maybe. Yeah, my ult's done 1. My ult has literally done 1 quest. Adinavo, our R5, has done 1 quest. I think he actually made, Mad Mania says Eli is the biggest deadweight, but I mean, Addy literally, I'm pretty sure he made an announcement earlier. Let me see what the announcement says here. What does his announcement say? Addy made an announcement in Discord. Hey guys, we are aiming for level 7 on Alliance Mobilization. Please complete... here, let me screenshot this. Let me... There we go. This is leadership in ROK. This is leadership 101 in ROK right here. This is leadership 101. Like, oh crap, I didn't make a good paste. 1 second. 1 second here. Yeah, so basically this week in ROK, I have been like pretty much AFK, and I'm sort of like the second in command of our alliance. And then our R5 is pulling this crazy crap, right? He's giving an announcement that, hey guys, let's push level 7 on Alliance Mobilization, do some quests on your farms, and he's done 1 quest so far. So Adrian, I totally get what you're saying, because Alliance Mobilization really isn't worth it in a lot of ways. Like, you definitely don't want to be spending speed ups to do these like training quests just to do Alliance Mobilization. But, I mean, we're very casual about it, and we're still going to get level 7. Which level 7 is, like, by far the most important level, because you get these three legendary armaments. So... DeBoss, welcome to the stream. Everybody's talking crap to HDT, man. Come on. Lay off HDT. HDT's, HDT, here, listen, can I, alright, I'm gonna make some moves here. Can I make some moves here? Manage. Well, I'm not gonna do it now just because I don't want to mess anything up, and I don't really know how to, like, make people mods, but HDT is gonna be a mod of this channel, just letting y'all know. HDT is going to be one of the first mods of this channel. So, be careful where you tread. Panther, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. HDT did not get kicked out of 770. HDT left 770. So Riley is saying the heads are worth it. You're talking about Alliance Mobilization? The heads, like, as you go along? I mean, are there even any, I mean, I guess the heads are okay. You get, what do you get? Like, you get 1 head here. You get 3 heads for level 10. I mean, if you, like, really push, obviously you can get, like, some of these higher levels. But, I mean, personally, for our alliance, just getting level 7 over and over again, while being pretty chill about this event, I think that's fine, right? I think level 7 is the key. See, Riley, I don't really think the leagues matter very much. Like, I genuinely don't think the leagues matter because basically you're competing against yourself to reach as many of these levels as you can. I mean, like, if you're good enough to reach level 15, then obviously you will always be in Immortal League, Immortal Diamond. Like, if you're good enough to reach level 15, then I would imagine you're going to probably often get promoted to Supreme Suzerain. So, I don't know. I just think, like, generally speaking, you just have to, like, compete against yourself, reach what level you can reach. I mean, we're going to get promoted, right? Like, we're going to get promoted. But it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter if we get promoted because the next time we do this, we're not going to reach level 13 anyway. You know, like we'll get promoted. We'll be in Immortal Diamond League. We'll unlock these levels, but we're not going to get to them anyway. So it basically doesn't matter what league we're in. HTT wasted all his mats. HTT says hate and negativity will not be tolerated. Okay, hate will not be tolerated, HTT, but actually negativity will be tolerated. Negativity is fine. Do not, please do not abuse your powers, the future mod powers that I will give you. I'm basically planning to make HDT and Cherry Robin the first two mods of the channel. That's my plan. SS is a pain, bro. Yeah, Panther, I don't think it's worth the agita of doing these. Like, I don't think it's worth the agita of, like, pushing people to do this stuff. Like, yeah, the rewards are fine and all that, but... I mean, this is good. Level 17, getting 3 more legendary chests is obviously good. But, I mean, you have to push people a lot. Whereas we're, like, very, very, very casual about this. And we're gonna get 3 legendary armament chests. Like, if you're crazy big spenders, Whale Alliance, and you push your players, how many more legendary armament chests are you gonna get? 1, 2, 4, 7? I mean, I guess it's a lot. I guess it's actually a lot more. I guess getting 7 of these legendary armament chests is, like, pretty freaking good. Because it's, like, everyone in your alliance that's getting it. So I can maybe understand why people push this event, but we just don't. We just don't push it. Because for us, like, we're gonna hit level 7 being casual, and we're just, like, if we pushed it hard, if we were, like, really push people, we would get maybe level 9 or level 10, and the juice is just not worth the squeeze at that point. We're just not getting a lot here. I almost think this is... I almost think the 50% capacity is better than the legendary armament. I don't know. But you're just, like, not getting a lot with level 8, 9, and 10. And so for us, there's just, like, no reason to really push this event, like, a bit more. Yeah, Black Panther says, nah, imps are a PP measuring contest. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, like, fine. If you want to, like, make all your members do, like, extra gathering quests and, like, pay attention in the off-season so that your digital PP looks bigger, then, like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Like, more power to you. But you know, that's part of why Imperium kingdoms tend to fall apart more often than A and B kingdoms fall apart, right? Because you guys are, like, pushing people on a bunch of vectors that we're just not pushing people on. Which helps. I mean, you know, you're getting more powerful that way. You are getting some rewards. But I mean, if people are using, like, speed ups, if they're using speed ups to do training quests for Alliance mobilization, and they're not, like, getting anything else out of it, then I think that's probably, like, a bad use of speed ups. I would imagine. For us, for a lower spending alliance, it's better for us to use our speed ups on number 1, Eve of the Crusade, and number 2 on Bastion quests during KVK, than to use those speed ups during Alliance mobilization. Video games. Nice. I mean, not nice, but glad to see that you're moving forward with the military stuff. And best of luck to you with all that stuff, my man. Best of luck to you with all that stuff. I just had my neighbor, who is a Army veteran. He was helping me out with some car stuff today. I had like a very productive day today, right? Like, this is why I'm in like a good mood. I'm glad the chat's active so I can just like vibe with the chat, because I'm like in a very good mood and I have no idea what's happening in ROK. But yeah, I got my PC fixed today. As I was going to drop my PC off, my neighbor was outside talking to some of the like groundskeeping crew. My neighbor's like he's a car mechanic, but he's just kind of like a independent car mechanic who just, you know, he'll buy cars and then fix them up and then sell them, or somebody will just like hire him to do like repairs, but he's just like literally he just uses our apartment complex's parking lot to do the repairs and stuff. So he's just like an independent contractor type mechanic. And he did point out to me that my left front tire was low, so I went and got some air into my tires, and then I got back here and I was gonna live stream, and he like knocked on my door and was like, "Hey, let's get your freaking air conditioner fixed, because the air conditioning in my car has not been working for a while." And I was like, "Man, I gotta stream. Like, let me just stream." And he was like, "No, I got my tools out here right now. Let's just fix it." So then he fixed my my air conditioning as well. He just had to put some Freon in the car. So I fixed my tires, I fixed my car's air conditioning, and I fixed my PC today. Oh, so video games swore in today. All right. So yeah, video games, congratulations. Best of luck. Shout out to you. I hope that everything you're doing works out really well for you. I certainly know plenty of people who went into the military, learned a lot of things, and are living some pretty good lives after that, you know? Like, you will hopefully get some help with, you know, with college or whatever profession you want to do after the military. You'll probably get in extremely good shape. You'll learn discipline, you'll learn toughness, and you will get to board airplanes before the rest of us for the rest of your life. So yeah, best of luck, video games, and shout out to you. Yeah, so HDT migrated to 1591. That was an unfortunate thing that his group left 770. But you know, Mightiest Governor does have drama. Mightiest Governor does in fact have drama, and sometimes the drama of Mightiest Governor leads to people leaving the kingdom where like basically their group had no intention of leaving. Didn't want to leave, but when you break the rules in Mightiest Governor, you do have to get punished, and so sometimes your friends leave your kingdom, and that's just how it goes. But I mean, fortunately, I have a YouTube channel, and so people like HTT I can still talk to them and still connect with them. Henry, welcome to the stream. Henry says, if you can get 100% participation and everyone to do their 10 to 11 quests, then everyone can take lower point free-to-play quests and still hit max level for us. All right, so that's like really good info from Henry, for sure. Henry is in 1093. And yeah, I mean, I can believe that. I can believe that. That, you know, a kingdom like 1093 is probably doing some smart stuff with Alliance mobilization. But I mean, Henry, it does take some work to like get people to do all those quests, and you do have to refresh these quests quite a bit to get all the like gathering quests and stuff like that. I mean, you can see right now, for example, that we have a lot of these purchasing quests, right? Like, we have a lot of them. I would guess that in like the 1093 alliances, you would never see this many gift quests just sitting here unclaimed, like almost to the point where I should probably refresh a couple of these. Actually, I should probably refresh a couple of these, because nobody's been claiming them. So I don't know that we could get max level, but certainly we could do better, I guess. Like, I guess we could do better. But it's just, like, not the kind of thing we're going to be a hard ass about. Nero, welcome to the stream. Looking good. Guys, I'm going to get some new emojis soon. I was planning to do it last week. I was planning to reach out and do some new emojis. But I just, like, the PC broke, and I just, like, got stopped in my tracks. You know what I mean? But we will get some new emojis. I've actually got some pretty good ideas. I've actually got some pretty good ideas for some emojis, so we will get some new emojis soon. Thank you, everyone who's a member of the channel. Appreciate the support. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Let me try to find some fighting. Is this KVK over? I was watching a Only Farmer stream, and it looked like it was getting to be over. What's annoying about this KVK is that both 1818 and 89 VC are both in red. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Is red really that great of a color? Like, really? Is red really the best color? I don't think it is. But it looked like this thing was kind of becoming over, where 89 was just kind of overwhelming the opposition. On Only Farmer's stream, I saw that the top, like, 5 or 6 people in enemy elimination were all from 2489. It was like BT Cyborg, it was Baba, and I don't remember who else it was, but, you know, like, they had, you know, eventually their whales, it seems like they kind of wore down the opposition. But I mean, it looked like it was, this has been like a pretty good war, I guess. This has been a pretty good war. I have not followed, like, any of the conversation about this war because I've just been out of commission for a while. What I know is that, you know, back in the day, Apocalypse Gaming was saying that 2489 was going to only go to the left and they were going to fight in this zone here in terrain. Obviously, that did not happen, and 2489 focused in Ile-de-France. You know what? I can't really hate on that because, like, obviously they had a pretty decent fight in Kingsland. Obviously, the competition of 1525, 1188, and everybody else was, like, fairly tough competition. And so, like, I kind of get why 2489 decided to focus on Ile-de-France and help their allies and sort of, like, play the KVK in, like, the optimal way, and they played the KVK in a way that would maximize their chances of winning. I mean, I get that. I definitely get that. It's worth noting that our kingdom, 770, a freaking A kingdom that doesn't spend a whole lot of money, we did in our last Strife of the Eight, we did sort of, like, go the hard way. We didn't take the easy fight, we took the hard fight instead, and that absolutely 100% lowered our probability of winning. And, like, I've criticized Adinavo for making that decision. But, like, we did do it, right? Like, we're not anywhere near as serious as 2489, and we still chose to take, like, the tougher fight, which we voluntarily chose to lower our win probability. And, like, I guess 2489 did not do that. They did get a win in this KVK. It was a nice win. You know, coming off a pretty good performance against 960. This is another good performance for 2489. But, you know, just saying, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the conversation is. I don't know how far I should go with this, but, like, they did ally with the other biggest Imperium. They fought a bunch of smaller kingdoms. I mean, it's a nice win, but let's not go overboard on it, right? I think for me, like, when I'm looking at this KVK, like, as an outsider who just, like, sort of casually followed it through Only Farmer's channel, like, what to me, the biggest takeaway was actually that, like, BT Cyborg was literally, like, #1 in enemy elimination during Kingsland. And BT Cyborg is like a very big whale who was in 1960, or not 1960, he was in 1916 for a while. He was in Drago and Skywalker's Old Kingdom for a long time. And so like BT Cyborg was basically sort of like limited by his kingdom for a long time, where presumably he could have fought for a very, very long time, but he probably like logged in and like brought his 7 marches out and like no one else was with him. And so then like the enemy just overwhelmed his 7 marches and there was like no point to him fighting. But then when you put someone like BT Cyborg in a kingdom like 2489, where like there's other huge whales who are literally going to be fighting for like 48 hours straight in Kingsland, BT Cyborg is unlocked and able to fight to his full potential. He's able to realize his full potential as an account and as a player, and he was absolutely like a massive presence in this KVK. Like he literally, when I was watching Only Farmer's stream the other day, he was #1 in enemy elimination. Bob was like #3. So, you know, there's just like whale accounts in this game that are extremely powerful when they're in the right situation. And you know, it seems like 2489 has a bit of that going on, right? Like they have a bunch of like super good whales. And that may be the baseline, you know, that may be the baseline thing that makes a kingdom strongest, right? Like it's maybe it's not leadership. Maybe it's actually giant whales that can fight for 48 hours straight, that can top the enemy, that can finish top 5 in enemy elimination, and be these like endless tough presence in the open field. Maybe that is actually the baseline for what a very strong kingdom. Like if you want to guarantee yourself a very strong kingdom, maybe you just need like these very, very strong whales who just have endless resources, endless speed ups, super strong marches, and they just fight in the open field. Especially in a KVK like Siege of Orleans, where open field is extremely important. You know, maybe that's the end game. Maybe that's the final determinant. Are these huge whales? I mean, I think that's probably the case, right? I'm not like speculating. I'm just like giving you my analysis of where the game is at. Is that like huge whales are like super important in Siege of Orleans. And by the way, we have registered for Siege of Orleans, just to let y'all know. We are registered for Siege of Orleans once again. I am happy with this. For me personally, I think Orleans is the best map. Like, yes, open field is like way more important than in other modes, but I enjoy this map. I think what's great about this map is that the main fighting happens in 2 zone 6s where like everyone enters at the same time. We all take territory. We fight in a very big zone that has very significant strategical importance. We fight for like over a week in these zones, and like, yeah, open field is super important, but at least we're having like a real fight in a real zone. And for me personally, I think that I like that Orleans can end kind of quickly. Like if you have the dominant open field, then you can swarm flags and you can make actual progress. And if you have the dominant open field, you can swarm forts and make progress. Whereas like if we had played Strife of the Eight, where obviously some very, very big kingdoms register for Strife of the Eight. I believe that 960. Panther says if we don't get a match, we will see you in Orleans. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys find a match, right? Like we did the dodge. We dodged 960. We dodged 1034. We dodged 2268. We dodged you guys. Like we have no shame in the fact that we dodged you guys. But for me, like Strife of the Eight, the thing is like I was just like picturing it, and I'm like, bro, are we gonna like dominate the open field, and then are we gonna like sit trying to like burn some enemy's fort for like 3 days straight because like we can't swarm the fort, and so we're just gonna like we're gonna keep rallying their fort with 100% open field control, and we're gonna get like even trades against their fort, and we're just gonna do that for like 3 days straight, and like maybe we'll burn it a few times. And I was just like, man, that's going to take freaking forever, right? It's going to take absolutely forever. So I had no real impact on us joining Orleans, but I was very happy to see that we registered for Orleans and that we dodged all the big kingdoms. And our rivals 1903 also registered for Orleans, so we might fight 1903, which would be great. Panther says, in our case, we have requirements for Alliance mobilization events. I think the rewards are worth it. Gem quest and bundles are easy grab points. Yeah, so Panther, I mean, like, the thing is, right? Like, I reset our quest pretty regularly, right? Like, at this time of day especially, I'm the person who's, like, generally resetting most of these quests. And I will tell you that the gem quests stay up a lot. Like, I'm resetting gem quests quite a bit. Earlier on in this stream, I was resetting gem quests, like, literally without even thinking about it. Because, like, they just sit here and nobody claims them. So, I mean, I do think that, you know, spending alliances, just find alliance mobilization to be easier than non-spending alliances. But I do take the points that you and Henry are making about it's not that big of a deal. We just kind of do alliance mobilization. We don't apply too much pressure. We get a lot of levels completed. And, you know, we're doing the same thing, right? We're basically doing the same thing. We're just at a different level of spending and stuff like that. And gem usage, etc., etc. I guess I could do these gem quests, right? I could do these gem quests for the egg event. Spend 8250 gems. And I was planning to do the egg event, so I can just, like, claim this. I can just claim this. Yeah, I'm doing the egg event. Actually, I guess I fucked this up because I didn't do it yesterday, right? So I'm not going to get 100 of these. Ugh. And I'm not even going to get oh no, I can do 70 of them. I guess 70 must be worth it, right? I mean, 70 looks like a better... I mean... Alright, so you guys can see that I'm out of it, right? You can see that I'm out of this game a little bit. Quinn, welcome to the stream. Do you know when the passes are opening? Quinn, for Strife of the 8? Or for Siege of Orleans, I mean? For Siege of Orleans, I think I do know when the passes are opening. Let me, I think I can tell you. This was listed somewhere. Yeah, so Quinn, as far as I know, if we are talking about our Siege of Orleans that is coming up, then the Pass 4 war is going to open in 20 days. So that'll be September 28th. I believe that we will have fighting on September 28th in Siege of Orleans. But I was saying something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna do the egg event here. And I did not plan this ahead because I didn't know if my computer would work and if I would be streaming. But I wish I could get to 100 because with the new equipment system, it would be nice to get these 9 blueprints, right? It'd be actually really nice to get these 9 blueprints with the new equipment system. And I didn't really plan this out, right? I didn't really plan this out, like what I was going for. Like right now I'm going for dragon boots, which I don't even know if I need that. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Henry says, yeah, as someone part of leadership, very fortunate that members are super active, so I haven't had to reach out personally to anyone. People just know to hit their 10 to 11 quests. And also our timing worked out great since we just entered KVK, so that's part of it. Yeah. I mean, so this event is like very similar to an event in Lords Mobile. And like definitely in the top alliances in Lords Mobile, there is a, there's like an, like basically, I forget what it's called. I actually forget. I'm having a moment here where I'm like forgetting what it's called in Lords Mobile. It's called like, oh, it's called Guild Fest. So for like top alliances in Lords Mobile, like the players in those top alliances, they are expected to do like 10 or 11 quests every month in Guild Fest. It's just like an expectation. And so I think that's kind of what Henry is talking about. And that's kind of what I wanted to do in our alliance. I wanted to sort of build an expectation for this event where you know, like, yeah, there is sort of an expectation that everyone does their quests every week, because it's like not that hard to do. It really isn't that hard to do, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. And when I have brought it up with other leadership, there was not like a great appetite to push people to do to like sort of like require everyone to do 10 quests every time. We may revisit it again, but like I said, we're kind of at a sweet spot where we are able to hit level 7 very casually. And so for that reason, oh, I was gonna I need to start some training here. Kind of like overdoing. Oh, did I do? I think I did do these quests yesterday. So basically I've been using my phone to play this game for like the last week, but I've been pretty much nailing all this stuff. Like I've been doing the armament quests every day. I've been doing my I've been pretty like good about gathering on all my farms. I've been using my AP every day. I got Carwack done. I did Ian's Ballad. Like I did Ian's Ballad on my phone. I know most of you don't think that's a big deal, but I honestly hate playing on my phone. It makes my hands sore and it's just annoying. But yeah, I'm just out of it. I have just, you know, I don't know. I'm a PC gamer. What can I say? I mean, I'm a PC gamer. But I was glad that we registered for the KV. I think we made a very good decision on the KVK, right? There was like a lot of back and forth about like which KVK we should register for. You know, obviously there's like this is a pretty big pop. Like there's a lot of kingdoms that have registered for this pop. Like a lot of Imperiums registered, and we were going back and forth about which of these two modes to do, Strife of the Eight or Siege of Orleans. And you know, I think that Adinavo and Captain made a good decision. Like I think they just made a good decision. I believe we switched. I think we switched near the deadline. I don't think we announced it to anybody. I think we were neither secretive about it nor upfront about it. We were just kind of in the middle, and I think we made a good decision here. Which I was relieved that this happened, because the last time that I was like out of it in this game, I think we made probably a bad decision about which direction to go in Siege of Orleans or in Strife of the Eight. So things worked out very well this time, even with me like not saying anything. And yeah. And yeah, it's like really good to be back, basically. I don't think I missed a whole lot. I mean, I know that there was changes to the equipment system, and they look fine to me, right? It looks like the equipment system. I watched Laguna's video about the new equipment changes. He was happy with it. It seems like the changes are going to make most players happy, and so that is fine with me. I know I was kind of I was critical 2 weeks ago about doing like a huge overhaul that would like highly benefit Wales. Is there like a game message about the changes or anything? Probably not. Here, I'm gonna just load up Laguna's video and we can look at these changes real quick. Because he did make a pretty good video about it. Alright, let me pull this up. Yeah, okay. Alright. So here is what's happening with the equipment. Old blueprints suddenly okay, so the previous plan was like there would be brand new blueprints and you like would have to basically like create brand new equipment, and if you wanted to you could dismantle and get like pay the dismantling penalty, right? The new plan is that old blueprints are going to be used as the new gear. Old equipment will be allowed to be upgraded. There's no need to dismantle old equipment. And the iconic... Oh, so I didn't even notice this when I first watched this video. The iconic attributes and the special talent will be inherited to the next iconic grade. So that is... I didn't notice that it was the special talents would also carry over. So basically, we're at like tier 1 now, and we can potentially go to tier... I mean, this is the part that's scary, right? It's not just that we're going to tier 2. We're going to tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. So, I mean, one question is obviously what's the difference between tier 1 and tier 4? Like, how big of a difference is there in each of these tiers? Because I imagine it's going to be at least like 3% of stats for each tier, and maybe like 5% of stats on the weapon each tier. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, if the weapon is a 3% upgrade per tier, then what are the boots going to be? A 1% upgrade? That's pretty low. That's not very appealing to anybody. So I'm guessing that like the boots or the gloves are probably going to be at least a 2% upgrade per tier, which means the weapon is probably going to be like a 4% upgrade per tier, which means that a whale can probably instantly, an uber whale, a kraken, can probably instantly get to tier 4 and get what, like 4 times 3, 12% more stats on their weapon. I mean, these question marks still beg a bit of us awaiting more information as far as how this is going to affect the balance of the game. But look, everyone seems to be happy with these changes, so like I'm happy too, right? I'm not gonna be the squeaky wheel on this again, right? It looks like they made changes that are basically to make the players happy about. Every player is going to be happy about the way that we can progress within this system, and hopefully the balance is going to be fine, right? Hopefully the balance won't be too off base. And I did get some very like thoughtful comments. I did get some very thoughtful comments about my last live stream where I talked about the equipment changes, and I sort of tried to mathematically talk about how big of an advantage a Kraken would have against a Dolphin like myself. And one person made a very good point that I was really only talking about the weapon, and then I talked about the chest piece as well, but that's still not like an accurate reflection of all 6 pieces, because the weapon is still like a bigger upgrade than like all 6 pieces. That same commenter also made the point that I was comparing myself to Yoda, which is maybe like not a fair comparison, because, you know, Yoda is like literally like the biggest whale in the game. So maybe I should be comparing myself to like a more like standard whale instead of him. I also got a very good DM on Discord from, I believe the player's name was Sandman. Let me see if I can find it here. Yes, the Sandman messaged me on Discord, and he just said that, like, I'm probably underestimating how many people are just, like, Dolphin-type players who spend maybe $20 to $80 a month, and after multiple years of playing, they actually have, like, 5 or 6 full legendary sets. and that those players would also be screwed by the old, the previously proposed system, because their 6 sets would, at least 1 or 2 of those sets would become obsolete once they like build the new equipment. So I did get some nice pushback on my last video about equipment, and I very much appreciate that feedback, just because, okay, I've already lost my Duke. Somebody else requested Duke, so... Oh no, I didn't even get Duke. 1 second here. What's going on here? Why didn't I get Duke? Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that pushback, because I was talking in real time. I was talking extemporaneously. I was talking off the top of my dome about the equipment changes, and I certainly could have been incorrect or suboptimal in some of the things I was saying. And part of the reason I just bring these things up is because, one, I'm interested in these topics and I want to put my thoughts out there, but also I want to put my thoughts out there and then allow others to bounce their ideas off me, and we can probably come to a better, a more accurate, more fulsome conclusion. Adrian says a bit more pay to win change. Yeah, I mean, it sounds definitely pay to win. I mean, if they had never made better equipment possible, then no one would have to spend on equipment after they capped out. They have made more upgrades possible, and so therefore people who spend a lot of money will be able to upgrade their equipment further, get a bit more of an advantage. You know, we knew this day would come, basically. But, I mean, I think it's all right. It's just that I have to think now about... what I'm like... what blueprints I want, right? Like, I was overweighted on blueprints, but now I have to really think, what do I need blueprints for? Like, what do I want to upgrade first in this new equipment system? Like, what do I want to... So I have a couple questions, right? I have 2 questions. One, do I want to focus on this cav set? Do I want to focus on this best in slot cav set and use all my materials and all my blueprints to upgrade these items to tier 2 and tier 3? Or do I want to, for example, build legendary archer gear for my open field archer march, which is like a pretty good march. I'm going to be able to max Zug pretty soon. I'll have a maxed Boudica Zug. It did pretty well in my last KVK. Do I want to use all of my iconics? Because I have a bunch of iconics right now. I've got, I have 5 iconics that I need to use. So I have to make a real tough decision here. Do I use my materials to build, for example, archer gear, and then put my iconics on that archer gear? Or do I want to use all my materials and blueprints to upgrade that 1 cavalry set that I will use for garrison, captain, and rally leader duties? So, I mean, I still have some decisions to make. I'm leaning towards building archer gear, to be quite honest. Like, because I have these iconics, and the iconics are so useful that I just feel like I have to use the iconics. I just don't think it's correct to build up a surplus of like 9 iconics while I'm upgrading this 1 set. But it's a tough spot because I am a garrison captain. Like, I'm a primary garrison captain in our kingdom. And if I don't upgrade this gear right here, then it's gonna cost us dead troops. It's literally gonna be like a significant number of more dead troops for our kingdom if I decide to be selfish, essentially, and build some better archer gear so that I'm better in the open field. I'm better in like Champions of Olympia and stuff like that, instead of upgrading this this 1 set that I have here. Adrian says, I felt like there could have been a more middle ground change. Try iconic problem, oversupply. A middle ground change. Yeah, you know, I haven't thought about what a middle ground would be. I mean, I think the middle ground that I was getting to a couple weeks ago was that, like, maybe you, there were two middle grounds that I sort of came up with last week, or 2 weeks ago. One was that you, like, reduce the dismantle penalty. Like, maybe you cut the dismantle penalty in half, where instead of getting 50% of your materials back, you get 75% back. That was one middle ground option. Another middle ground option was just to make the upgrade less, right? Because we were talking about I think we were talking about something like 7% on weapons and like 3 to 4% on other pieces. And I was just saying, like, maybe you cut that in half. Maybe instead of a 30% upgrade to equipment, you make it a 15% upgrade, right? So those were sort of like the middle ground ideas that I had. I think what Adrian is saying is that when Adrian says that this is not a middle ground change, I imagine what he's saying is that this is very good for whales, which I'm thinking about this in real time now because I have not really thought about it before. Yes, this does seem incredibly good for whales, right? Like, this is this seems incredibly good for whales. I mean, they don't have to get more iconics, because iconics are a bit of a bottleneck based on how many KVKs you play and how many KVKs you win. So basically, whales have a massive surplus of blueprints, and they have a massive surplus of materials. And so this new system means that whales can use their entire surplus immediately for massive, genuine upgrades. Yes. Okay, I'm processing this now. I'm processing this right now, right? That whoever was involved in these conversations, you know, they said that they were talking with players about, like, how to make the system correct. So whoever was involved in these changes, they made it so that whales have a wonderful path forward where they can use all of their surplus stuff to immediately upgrade their equipment to a much better tier. Yes, that is that is true. That is true. Yeah. And to be honest, I had thought about why am I not getting Duke? What is going on here? Why am I not getting Duke? Why am I not getting Duke? Whatever. I will just start these trainings anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know who they talk to, but it sounds, yeah, it does look like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it does kind of look like whales are getting a very good benefit from this new system. Yeah. Which is whatever. It's whatever. I guess we could not have expected any less, but I did think about reaching out to somebody from Lilith after my last live stream, because I thought that we had a pretty good, thought we had a pretty productive conversation about this issue on my last live stream 2 weeks ago. So I did think about reaching out to like a Goose or Cheesecake or something and being like, hey, I did a live stream about this. I would be happy to join any conversations about these issues. I never did that. So, you know, I never did that. But I think it is fair to say that these new changes are very beneficial to whales. If I'm missing a nuance here, please let me know. Adrian says, yeah, Chiskel is obviously happy and was in the conversation, so ... happy whales. Yeah, I mean, look, my stream 2 weeks ago was in many ways a response to the Chiskel video about this. I tried to provide a different perspective. I did sort of point out that he was pushing a very whale-friendly agenda. And you know, we have to be careful about that. Like, we have to be aware of like who the voices are in this game that are affecting the developers. And you know, like, there are whale kingdoms. There are kingdoms that are full of whales. There are kingdoms that, you know, their biggest strength is the fact that they have a lot of big spending players. And those kingdoms are going to push their book in the exact same way that I am going to push my book. Like, I'm going to push the book of a low spending player in a very like average alliance. And whales are going to push the book of people who spend a lot of money and want to get as much of an advantage as possible from the money they spend. And I am simply going to try and be part of that conversation, you know, because we do need different voices who have different priorities. Pinchahadi, welcome to the stream. Pinchahadi says, thoughts on the new infantry commander? You know what, Pinchahadi? I have not looked at the new infantry commander, and I have not watched any videos about the new infantry commander. So, okay, so it's not in the game yet. Let me pull up a video here and look through the new infantry commander. We just talked about Chiskel, so let's go ahead and look at his video. I imagine he has all these skills listed out for the new infantry commander. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this new infantry commander. Okay, first skill. Deals smite damage to up to 5 troops in an arc. Damage factor 2250. Damage is reduced for each additional target. Troops hit by this skill have their march speed reduced by 40%. Okay, so I don't know what smite damage is, but that looks like a... I imagine that smite damage is like DOT. If that's not the case, then correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm imagining that smite damage is like, it does that 2250 over the course of a few turns. That's a huge march speed reduction as well. That's an AoE. That's an AoE march speed reduction, which I believe Huo is a single target march speed reduction, right? I believe Huo is a single target reduction. Yeah. So Huo does a 50% slow, but it's single target. The new infantry does 40% and it's AoE. That's a massive slow. That's probably the strongest slow in the game, right? That has to be the strongest slow in the game. It's AoE damage that scales with normal attack damage. Oh, interesting. Video game says still doesn't replace Guan. Okay, well that's certainly relevant. Smite damage is affected by bonus. Great reaction. Smite damage is affected by bonuses to normal attack damage instead of bonuses to skill damage. Okay, so yeah, it all depends on like how. So like, I'm not good enough at math or like knowledgeable enough about the game to know like on a base level how like big a normal attack damage buffs are compared to skill damage buffs. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like in general people are pushing skill damage buffs more than they're pushing normal attack damage buffs. Like there's not that many normal attack damage buffs on many commanders, whereas many commanders have skill damage buffs. So I think if anything, I would say that the 2250 here is actually a bit smaller than most 2250s that we see, because it's being affected by normal attack damage buffs rather than skill damage buffs. But that's just that's a quick spitballed read. All right, so second skill is 20% defense, 20% march speed, but it takes 20% less and takes 20% less skill damage. So this is a very good skill also. This is a very good skill. Are you sure this doesn't replace Guan video games? Warforce says so many people hate on this guy because he's a free commander. Who cares where he's from? It's the kit that matters. Yeah, Warforce. I'm just I'm taking a first glance at this kit right now, and I will give you my I will give you my assessment. All right, so let's just take this second skill in isolation, right? 20% damage, 20% march speed, and a 20% skill damage reduction. How does that compare to Guan's second skill? Let's just do an apples to apples comparison here. Oh, Guan's second skill is janky. Like look at the Guan's third skill. Like Guan gets 30% attack and 50% march speed, and then a healing factor when he leaves combat. So I would say right off the bat that Liu Qi's second skill is better than Guan's third skill. Like I would say his second skill is better than Guan's third skill. But let's look at what else this guy has. Okay, so the third skill is infantry units gain 20% attack. Whenever their troop launches a normal attack, it has a 25% to deal additional smite damage to the target, 300. So, I mean, the third skill doesn't look that great. Like, the third skill looks pretty, not great. Definitely not great. I'm sure that Guan's fourth skill is better than this, right? And then the fourth skill is this troop's commander deals 10% more normal attack damage while on the map. Whenever their troop deals smite damage, it reduces the damage dealt by target troops by 10% for the next 3 seconds. And there's a cooldown of 5 seconds. And he's literally doing smite damage quite frequently. He's doing smite damage on his active skill, but then he also has a 25% chance to do smite damage on every single turn. And then this debuff lasts for 3 seconds. It only has to the smite damage only has to proc for 1 second, but then the debuff will be applied for 3 seconds. So this seems like a pretty good skill. I mean, like 10% damage reduction is like a decent debuff, especially since it's being applied so often. And then the expertise is whenever this commander's troop launches a normal attack while on the map, it has a 25% chance to launch an extra normal attack. I like Chisgle's reaction here because like my reaction is basically the same, which is like, what do I think of this? It sounds very good, but what do I think of this? It has a 25% chance to launch an extra normal attack. So basically this is like buffing every single normal attack turn by like 25%, right? Like whatever if you're doing 10,000 damage on a normal attack, then every 4 turns you're going to do 20k instead. So this is like a 25% buff to normal attack damage, right? Now it's only I believe this is only like to the attack. I don't think this affects counterattack damage based on some answers we got recently about counterattack damage. I think I can show this. I just saw this the other day. Yeah, so this is our Commander Talk channel in our Discord, which... Oh, maybe this is not it. No, that's not it. What am I looking for? 1 second. We got an answer about something recently. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I think Natsu asked somebody about an inscription. He asked about the destructive inscription, which basically it reduces rage, but it increases the damage of the attack by 70%. Now the question here is, when you increase the damage of the attack by 70%, does that also affect counter attack damage? And this is the answer that we got. The answer we got is that, hello, this inscription is only effective for the current ordinary attack. For example, if this inscription is triggered during the next ordinary attack, the damage of the next ordinary attack will be increased by 70%, and it will be triggered at most once every 5 seconds. Oh, so only one turn. Does it affect counterattack during that turn too? The effect of this gain will not take effect on counterattack damage, right? So with this extra normal attack, this is not buffing the counterattack. That's what I'm guessing, right? Because this is just saying that, like, I mean, this is launching another normal attack. It's not really affecting like the normal attack of that turn in toto. It is just launching an extra normal attack. So this is not going to like affect counterattack. But I mean, overall, this kit is pretty freaking good. Is this a gold key commander? Is Liu Qi a gold key commander? I assume he is, right? So, I mean, this is like probably the best gold key commander that we've had in the game. I can't imagine it's not the best gold key commander we've had in the game. He seems viable to me, right? Is he better than Guan? I mean, that's an interesting question. Is he better than Guan? I can buy the fact that Guan's first skill is better than Liu Qi's first skill, but it's pretty freaking close. It's pretty close. A 40% AoE slow is amazing. An AoE silence is amazing, but a 40% AoE slow is also amazing. So, and Liu Qi does damage to up to 5 enemies. So, I mean, this is very close. It is very close. Liu Qi first skill against Guan's second skill, or Guan's first skill, is very close. I can buy that Guan's better, but it's not by a lot. Obviously, Liu Qi's second skill is better than Guan's second skill because this is a rally. This is a rally skill. Yeah, I mean, I think this is all rally skill. Third skill is kind of like a push. Guan's third skill to Liu Qi's second skill is like a push. And then Guan's fourth skill is not as good as Liu Qi's third and fourth skill combined, right? I mean, it's better than his third skill, it's better than his fourth skill probably, but it's not better than both of them combined. And then Guan's expertise is pretty mediocre too. So I'm going to be honest, I question video games contention that Guan is better than Liu Qi. I'm not so sure about that. Let me look at his talent. Let me look at his talent tree here. He's got attack into the skill, so maybe his talent tree is a bit better than Guan. But there's no reason this guy can't be used as a secondary. To me, he seems pretty freaking good, man. Like, it's weird that he's a gold key commander because he seems pretty freaking good. Warforce says 20% skill reduction is huge in a murder ball, 25% chance, and also if you pair him with another commander that procs normal attacks, he could be good. Jihadi says he's basically Attila-ish of infantry. No. Video game says if smite damage triggers Sargon stacks, I think it could be a good pairing for stacks being applied. He is only available after KVK 3. Okay. He's not gold key. Oh, so he's just like a new infantry. He's like one of the 2 new infantry commanders? Oh, so he's like in the next cycle of commanders? Like he's just like one of the 2 new infantry commanders? Oh, so he's like the new open field infantry commander. And they're just like releasing it really fast or something? Oh, well, in that case, if he's like the new infantry commander, like if they're going to release Liu Qi plus like a new garrison commander as like the next batch of commanders, then I would say he's like okay, but like if anything, slightly underwhelming. He's like the wheel infantry commander. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say he's okay. Yeah, he's fine. Warfo says we're not sure. We're not sure. Yeah. I mean, he could he could be the new infantry commander, which I mean, I think that's like acceptable. But I'm sure that infantry players were like hoping for a like a really amazing commander. Or like I'm kind of saying that like maybe he's a tiny bit better than Guan. Which I mean, if the new infantry commander is just a tiny bit better than Guan, then I can totally admit that that's a little bit underwhelming for infantry players. We're not sure. It wasn't confirmed if he is from 7K from Margaret, and we'll go to Sovereign Keys, or if he'll be Wheel. Right, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. If he is literally like the new infantry open field commander, then I would say he is mediocre. Like sort of in the same way that Sargon was mediocre, where it was like, okay, Sargon's like a good commander, like cool. I mean, you could build him, like, you know, he's probably an upgrade to what you had before, but he's not like a Scipio level release. He's not a Boudica level release. He's not a Nevsky level release. He's not a Zhuge Liang level release. Is he a Joan level release? I mean, probably not. I mean, he's maybe like a little. I mean, is he like equal to Joan? I don't know. Like, if he's equal to Joan, then that's sort of underwhelming because he's newer than she is. Is he Huo? Is he like a Huo level commander? I mean, he could be a Huo level commander. He could be Huo level. That AoE slow is massive, man. We don't even know how big of a deal that AoE slow is. We have never seen an AoE slow that big. That AoE slow could be like that AoE slow could be super good, honestly, because that doesn't reduce per target, right? The damage gets reduced per target, but the 40% AoE slow stays on all up to 5 targets. I mean, that could be massive. I mean, that can be as big as a silence. And a 40% AoE slow can be as big as a AoE silence, in my opinion. In my opinion, as someone who is a Cav player, as someone who has very good open field control, to me, a 40% AoE slow can be as big of a deal as an AoE silence, because it's crowd control. It's, you know, it can keep people trapped out of position. It can nuke marches that get caught out of position. I mean, that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Now, it's not gonna play an impact in Canyon. It's not gonna play an impact in Champions of Olympia. It's not gonna play an impact in testing. But in real world open field fighting, in a real KVK, where, you know, the composition of your ball and like how your ball kind of like moves together and pulls your enemy out of position, in that context, a 40% AoE slow can be like a massive deal. It's on skill proc. Richard is instant bro. AoE slow is meh. Is Richard AoE? Yeah, but Richard is 15%. I mean, Richard is 15% though. This dude's 40%. And yeah, it's on a skill proc, but I mean, like that still has lots of applications, right? Like that's like if look at this point in the meta, if you can get if all your marches can skill cycle onto a target as it's running away, then you simply get a very good trade. But if all your marches can skill cycle onto a target, and that includes an AoE slow, then that essentially means that you're probably going to get like a second entire murder ball skill cycle off on that target. So, I mean, to me, that's a pretty big deal. Richard reduces their damage too, better than the slow. %30 damage. All right, so Warfro, you're bringing up some very interesting points. And I think the question here is, what is better? A 30% damage reduction AoE or a 40% slow AoE? I mean, it's a very interesting question because you're right that this Richard AoE debuff is like pretty massive, and yet no one uses Richard. I mean, the thing is, like, people run away a lot. Like, the open field meta is so heavy on running away that, like, if you can put that slow on somebody, I would honestly argue that a 40% AoE slow is equal to a 30% damage reduction AoE. Like, I just think they're equal. Because I just think that I just think fights don't last very long in general. Like, I think the meta is that fights last a very short amount of time. And so this damage reduction is nice, certainly, if two sides are like standing there fighting each other for like 30 seconds straight, then sure, this damage reduction is amazing. But a huge percentage of fights, I would say the majority of fights, involve hitting for a few seconds and then one side running away. Warforce Zug says Zug does half of Richard's damage reduction. That's interesting. That's interesting. Zug does 15%. Yeah. Dude, Richard was amazing, man. Richard, for his time, Richard was amazing. Like, we didn't really even appreciate all that Richard was doing. Because he didn't do that much damage and he didn't get that many trades. But, like, the instant March BD buff has been useful in various situations. The damage reduction is amazing. I mean, I used Richard a lot longer than most people. Because I ran Guan Richard for a few KVKs before I got Scipio. But yeah, like, people rave about Zug's debuff. But Zug's debuff is literally half of what Richard's debuff is. So Zug's is for 3 seconds. How long is Richard's for? Oh, Richard's is for 2 seconds. So it's a slightly better than half as good. Warforce says, my concern is infantry can't get skill cycle off people who run away. That's a good point. That's a very good point, Warfro. You're making a lot of very good points. Because that's what's nice about Saladin. That's what's nice about Huo, is that, like, that cav march, they can if they apply the slow once, then they can keep up with the target and they can just keep applying that slow over and over again, and it's just an endless slow that the enemy simply cannot get away from. And you're right that an infantry march will struggle to apply that same debuff, but it does still happen. Like, it still happens. Manny, welcome to the stream. Manny says, I don't know if you talked about it, but do you think it's worth it to push for this next Zenith? Use all speed ups when I'm a cavalry main. Manny, I am planning to push the Zenith, right? With all my marches, or with all my speed ups. I don't expect to be able to get the permanent Zenith skin, but, like, my whole strategy is to, like, get a 30-day cavalry skin, use it in an important KVK, and if you watch my videos from the last KVK, or if you watch my live streams from the last KVK, you'll see that I had a 15% cavalry defense skin on for that entire KVK, and it was like a 10-day war, and so it was, like, very, like, useful to have that skin on the entire time, right? And so my plan is to push Zenith, go for this skin. If I'm not wrong, it's a 15% cavalry skin, right? So it's an amazing skin. So Manny, like I think in most continents you will need like about 1,500 days of speed ups to like give yourself a good chance to get a top 10 in the Zenith. If you're a cavalry player and you have 1,500 plus days of speed ups, then I would very, very, very seriously consider going for that skin. If you're someone like me, where I have maybe like I have like 750 days of speed ups, so I will just go for like a 15-day or a 30-day cavalry skin and go for it there. Warf says, how many decades you got banked for Zenith? Bro, I don't have decades. I have 2 years. I have 2 years. I have 2 years banked. The skin is ugly. Is it really? Is it really? I like this skin. It's not amazing, but at least it's a different color. You know, at least it's not this endless white, blue, and gold skin that we have had on like almost every castle skin for like, I mean, look at this. Every colorway is exactly the same. Every single freaking colorway is white with gold and blue accents. Every single freaking one. This is the one I had the last KVK. I had this the last KVK. Nice looking skin, gave me 15% defense. Was very happy to have it. But like most of these colorways are absolutely identical. And so I actually appreciate the fact that this one looks a little bit different. So I'm actually okay with this skin. I think this skin is decent. Manny says, but I'm in KVK, so I won't be able to help in KVK as much this time because of no speed ups. Yeah, I mean, Manny, it's a tough decision. I mean, I would never sacrifice KVK performance to push for a Zenith. And so that's why I've never gotten a Zenith skin. Like, that's why I've never gotten a full Zenith skin, and why I likely never will. But I mean, if you could get something like this, look, this is going to be a very competitive Zenith, for sure. This will be a very competitive Zenith, because people know that if they get this skin will be top tier meta for the next like 2 years, right? I mean, eventually they might go to 20%, but it's going to be a while before they go to 20%. It's 15% health. It's cavalry, which, you know, in my opinion, if you're going to be a one troop type account, the only one troop type account you should ever be is cavalry, because then you have like a speed, like all your marches are fast, and so like it kind of makes sense to do like all cav. Like, at least it makes some sense to do all cav. So I mean, yeah, like cav players will push this thing hard. They will be correct to push this thing hard. And yeah, you know. And I'll go for like a 15-day or a 30-day and use it in a good KVK. 750 days is going to be rough, bro. Only because you're Imperium, right? Well, I'm not Imperium. We're not Imperium. We're a kingdom. The problem for us is that our continent used to be like kind of okay, but now, oh, where does it show the continent? Is there like a way to see the continent anymore? Well, anyway, the problem for us now is that 1774 is on our continent, and they were kind of deadish, but then like all their players came back, like Bo Isa and all them came back to 774, and so like our continent, and also 1769 is like I think a pretty good Korean kingdom as well. So like our continent is actually pretty competitive as far as Zenith goes. So, but I've gotten a 30-day skin in the past, and I have also gotten a 15-day infantry skin in the past that I've like never used. Yeah, so like I got this 15-day infantry skin like way back in the day, never used this. I got a 30-day cav skin during the last Zenith. So, I mean, I might be able to get a skin. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens, you know? if I can get a 15-day skin, then I can make that 15-day skin work very well. Because let's be real, most wars don't last 15 days anyway. Manny says, yeah, I should be able to get top 3. The surrounding kingdoms aren't big for me. Yeah, Manny, I mean, I think it's not a bad play. If you're pretty confident in what you can do, I think this is... I mean, let's be real. This is literally like the best skin that's ever been introduced into the game. Unless there's like a training... Unless there's some like training skin... Like training skin plus health. I mean, this can easily be the best skin that's been introduced into the game, right? 15% cav health, that's freaking amazing. So, I wouldn't begrudge anybody who goes for it. All right. I do need to open some of my armament chests, so we will do that. Everybody throw a like on the video if you haven't already. I've not been doing a good job of telling people to throw a like on this thing, but please throw a like on the video. Let's see how we're doing. I have not looked yet. Why change dashboard? I probably don't want to do that. Okay, we've got 8 likes. Yeah, guys, throw a like on the video, please. Oh, 14 likes. 14 likes. Or 16 likes. Thank you for the likes. Let's throw some more likes on here. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Good chat, and you've certainly caught me in a good mood today because my computer is fixed. 15% health infantry, 10% training, and I'll drop 10 grand today, and I still won't get it. Well, so Warfro's saying that 15% infantry health is better than 15% cav health. I don't know. Wait, is there a 10% training skin? 10% training? Has there really been a 10% training skin? There can't have been. Because I mean, like even the Osiris League skin for this year is 3% training. When is Zenith? Do we know when Zenith is? This is great. I have no idea when like anything is happening. Oh, you don't play Cav. Okay. All right, so let me open some eggs because I do have the Alliance mobilization quest to do this. I don't quite know what I'm gonna go to on these egg spins. Maybe I should go to 70. I guess I want to definitely go to 45, but I should probably go to 70 on these spins. I mean, I'm going to KVK soon. I have gems. I need to build some gear. I might as well use my gems on this egg event. Wait a minute. Let me think about what I want to build, like what blueprint I want to get. All right, so what I want to do is I want to look at my cav gear and think about what I'm going to upgrade first to like tier 2, tier 3. Everything is iconic. Everything is critted. So all I'm building in the set, I'm only building 2 pieces of the set. I'm building the chest and I'm building the boots. So my blueprint acquisition vis-a-vis the egg event needs to be, because I'm not getting anything else out of this. I mean, obviously I could get Navarre's control, for example, because I'm building Navarre's control. But I already own 2 full blueprints of Navarre's control. Whereas I own nothing from the Hellish Wasteland, no blueprints. And I own nothing from the boots. I own nothing from the boots. But then what do I have as far as boots and chest go? Okay, so this is like this is actually like I'm able to make a good decision here. right, so I have 47, 52. I have 52 chest blueprints. I'm guessing that some of these will go towards Archer, though. Some of this will go towards Archer. And then for boots, I have way less. I have 38. But I presume that some of these will go to the Archer boots as well. So what I really want to get here, what I really want to get from the egg is I want to get... So basically what I'm thinking about now is I'm thinking about the future with the new equipment system. What blueprints do I want to stockpile now so that I will have them in the new blueprint system? And I think what I need is I need these cavalry boots. I think I need the cavalry boots. Am I doing Pillar Scholar? No, I haven't done Pillar Scholar in a while. Nancy says, did you see the leaks of new infantry garrison? No, I have not. I have not seen any leaks. And I wouldn't talk about leaks on the stream anyway. Because the last person who talked about leaks was Dirty Dan, and he hasn't streamed in like a month, so I'm staying off that. I'm staying off that. All right, pretty good spin there. 4 materials. These 4 material chests paid for the other crap. So personally, I think building speed-ups are fine because you can just convert them in KVK. So this is 32 hours, 48 hours. So that's 2 days, which is 1440 in speed-ups, or 1440 in gems. So this is like a bad spin, basically. That's a bad spin. As I'm doing this, if anyone can think of like a reason why I should be saving my gems, if there's like something else I should be saving my gems for, please let me know. But I don't think there is. I really don't think there is. I need materials for new gear. I need blueprints for the new system. And I'm getting both of those right now, so you know. Terrible spin. Disgusting spin. Shameful spin. Doesn't the game know that I am gathering 10 or 20 gems at a time? Or getting 30 gems from a barb camp at a time? I deserve better. I deserve better than this for all these gems that I'm working to get. Come on now. By the way, I haven't gotten like a single blueprint. Like, that's the first blueprint I got. Which I would rather get materials than blueprints, but blueprints are kind of important too, actually. Alright, so there's 5. But not much else. These spins have been pretty bad so far, I would say. I'm still running better than your egg went? Your egg must have gone pretty horribly then. I mean, where are the materials? Where are like the 3? Where are the 3 purple chests? I mean, this is just like, yikes. Come on, Lilith. I came back to the game after a week of a broken PC. I came back to the game after thinking that I was just like complete dust and would have to buy like a new PC or reformat my PC or something like that. Come on. We're supposed to be in a good mood here. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten like 6 or 7 pattern pieces. That's a good spin. That's a good this is what I deserve. This is what I deserve after running around Vegas today with no AC in my car, getting my PC repaired. This is what I deserve. By the way, I did stop for some beer on the way home, and as is the case on Friday afternoons at my local liquor store, there are always some ladies giving out samples. There was a woman giving out samples of some sort of, I don't even remember what the liquor was, but one flavor was pina colada, the other flavor was mocha. I tried the pina colada. I'd been driving around in, I'd been driving around in Vegas heat with no AC, so I wanted something refreshing. And the woman who was giving out the samples was beautiful, beautiful. I assume Hispanic woman, dark skin, very, very amazing chest, very well put together. Just an absolute smoke show. And it was just really nice to talk with her for a few minutes about pina coladas and what flavors were in these. And she said she put the mocha flavor in ice cream, or combined the mocha flavor with ice cream. Of course, I did not buy anything because I should have done more of these quests. Of course, I didn't buy anything because I would rather, drink beer than drink some random mixed liqueur. But gosh, dang, she was hot. Hottest woman I've seen in a while, to be honest. So it's just been an all-around good few hours, actually. And now let's open up our armaments. Yeah, Adrian, the pina colada was good. It was very tasty. I guess it's like, I guess pina coladas are like coconut and pineapple, which are like two of my favorite flavors. So like, it was pretty tasty. But I mean, I guess you need to like mix that with like another liquor. Like you mix the like pina colada flavored whatever. I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what liquor it was. But I guess you have to like mix that with something else. Like maybe you mix it with like vodka or something like that. I don't know. Way too involved. And for me, I just drink beer, because beer, you buy it in a 6-pack. When the 6-pack runs out, you have no more beer. You cannot go overboard with anything. And so I don't drink that much. I really try to keep it under control. And so beer is how I keep it under control. If I bought like a bottle of gin or something, that would mean that I could drink for a week straight. And that just is insanely unhealthy, insanely unproductive, and, ripe for disaster. As far as like me making an idiot out of myself on Discord or something like that. We did get another legendary trophy a week ago. Shout out to Captain and Idun for giving me another legendary trophy. I've been saving one of these because I just wanted to have one like all the time, to be like, I don't know, it's just like kind of cool to have a legendary trophy sitting in your inventory. But since I have two, I will go ahead and open one of these. I have opened a legendary trophy before, and these are honestly like really good value. You get like really, really good stuff in these. Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic, like 1.2k gems and 40 hours of speed ups. Like that's pretty amazing. That's great. Like that's really good. That's why it's like, you can't just like, you can't hoard your legendary trophies forever, because they're actually pretty darn good. Why talk IRL when you can talk to your commanders in game? They lonely. I mean, look. Look, Margaret is quite attractive. I'm not saying that Margaret is not attractive. She is attractive. But there's something to be said for just like being next to a beautiful woman in real life, that's like just absolutely amazing. Especially when, you know, she's actually like looking at me, she's like making eye contact, she's having like a good rapport with me. I did get a haircut a couple days ago, so I'm looking pretty good. And yeah, it was nice. It was nice. For a huge gaming nerd like me, it was definitely a good moment. Because she was my type for sure. Dark hair, dark skin. That's what I'm all about. Although women of all types are quite beautiful. I mean, I'm indiscriminate. You know, women of all types are very beautiful, but I do sort of have a type, I would say. I'm in the opposites attract mentality attraction. Where like, if you look very different than me, that's what I'm attracted to. 40 hours? Yeah. Oh, HGT Nation's had a legendary chest for a year? See, HGT, that's because you've never opened one. Like, I've opened these before. So, like, I know how good they are. And I have been holding on to one for a long time. But yeah, they are quite good. I mean, HGT, I probably gave you that one. I probably gave you that legendary. I mean, I don't know for sure that I gave you that legendary, but I do remember giving you some very good trophies in the past. So, it's entirely possible that I gave you that one. Hispanics are beautiful. Adrian says Hispanics are beautiful. I agree. Bro, I'm talking about the trust system. I'm dying here. Well, yeah, I mean, like, dude, here's the thing, Adrian. When I walk into the liquor store, the girls selling samples are right there. They are right in front of me. They are right there in front of me. And to be honest, I'm one of the only people who like actually like talks to them. Like most people just walk right by. Like they were both just like talking to each other and like not even trying to sell their wares. And I just like was like standing there and like, hey, help me out. But the thing about these dudes is like you have to actually like click. Like you have to click and stuff. You have to click like multiple times. You have to click like so many freaking times with these dudes. So it's kind of like more effort. I haven't been doing these. I forget that you get like a gold key or whatever. But I mean, the thing about these, like I'm gonna talk to this other one now, right? I'm gonna talk to Cleo, and my rewards are gonna be so complete shit that it's like not worth these clicks. Like these clicks are bullshit for what I'm gonna get. Like look at all these clicks. Look at all these freaking clicks, and I get 4 minutes of speed ups, but only 2 are even relevant. It's like all that clicking, I get 2 minutes of speed ups. So Warfro, that's why I don't talk to these people. That is why I don't talk to these people. Can I get some teleports in the shop for Alliance Mobilization quest? Sure. Because that is why I kept those quests up, because I knew that we could put some stuff in here. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, so anyway, so for anybody who's in like who's in Alliance leadership, just to like show you guys how we do this Alliance, the Alliance credits, because we are limited. Okay, I mean, I'm giving, this is probably like the main thing I give away to like enemies, is that like we do actually care about Alliance credits. Like we care about Alliance credits. We're in like a decent place right now, but you know, like after we do like a Strife of the Eight, for example, where we're building like a shit ton of forts, we do get into some trouble with Alliance credits. And so like basically what I do is like when we get over 100K, when we get over 100 or 100 million gold credits, then I fill up the shop with only territorial teleports and army expansions. That's the only thing we put in the shop. And so people can spend their credits on stuff that is important, stuff that helps both them and the team. Like basically these two things help the team. Like when a player is using an expansion, that helps the whole team. When a player is free to teleport whenever it's appropriate to do so, that helps the team. So we basically only provide teleports and expansions. And when we are flush with gold credits, we do that. But there have also been times where we have gone like entire off seasons where we provide people with absolutely nothing because we have to build up our gold. We have to build up our alliance credits. Four minutes for like 5 seconds of clicking is some value though. I mean, it might be value, but I don't like to think about my life in that way. Like, I don't like to think that, first of all, it's not, wait, 4 minutes. First of all, it's not 5 seconds. It's like 15 seconds, first of all. It's 15 seconds. And I don't like to think of my life as I am willing to spend 15 seconds of my life to get 2 minutes of speed ups. Okay, it's not 4 minutes because 2 of those were research. And sometimes you only get 1. So like, I'm not willing to spend 15 seconds of my life to get 2 minutes of speed ups in this game. Like that means my life is complete crap. All right. I prefer to send my gatherers out. About 5 times a day on all my farms. Here, I'll do it real quick. Like, it's faster on my phone, but I'm gonna do it real quick on one of my farms. I'm gonna send out all my gatherers out. I prefer to do this 5 times a day so that I don't have to, get resources any other way. Which in my opinion, price makes me about $5 to $7 a day. Right? I'm saving $5 to $7 a day doing this. And if you calculate that, it's an absolutely horrendous hourly, because it generally takes me about 15 minutes to go through all my farms. 15 to 20 minutes. 15 minutes if I'm quick, 20 minutes if I'm clicking extemporaneous buttons. And I would rather save $5 to $7 a day doing that than click on these freaking idiots who are like offering me emojis if I click on them enough and listen to their stupid ass stories. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And this is on a farm, so I'm like wasting even more time. By the way, I can hear my neighbor upstairs like walking around. He can probably hear me. But at this point he's probably used to the fact that I stream on Friday evenings. And my new neighbor's all right. He's all right. He's not amazing, but he's all right. I think there's a bit of... So here's the deal. You don't want a neighbor who is trying to be like, to get revenge on you. Like, I stayed up late last night. I went to the bathroom before I went to sleep. I woke him up, right? I woke him up at like 5 in the morning, simply pissing in my toilet, right? I got a loud stream. What are you gonna do? So I woke him up last night, and then I feel like he kind of was loud when he woke up this morning as like a bit of revenge for what I did. But like, everything I'm doing is so unintentional. Like, I have to pee before I go to sleep. Like, it's a very... I don't know, like, yes, I stayed up very late. Yes, I was going to the bathroom at 5 a.m. But, like, I just don't think a neighbor has to, like, get revenge on that. And this neighbor is not getting much revenge. He's getting, like, a little bit of revenge, but not a lot. And, like, the thing you have to realize is that he lives above me. Like, he lives above me. He has control over the fact that his floors creak, and I can hear him when he's walking around, right? And so he has the power to like try to like enforce his desires on me by stomping around at various hours. And that's what my neighbors from hell a couple years ago did. They would like punish me for being loud, by being like extra loud themselves. And I think personally, I think that's like a completely unreasonable, really shitty thing to do to somebody. Because like, it's pretty obvious that I'm not trying to be loud. Like, I don't do anything to be intentionally loud. And so my new neighbor is like, he's not too bad about it, but I think sometimes he gets emotional and he does kind of like punish me for being like, and so that's my neighbor update as I very quickly send out gatherers, because I wanted to show HDT how I would like to spend my time rather than clicking on these frigging, what are they? What the heck are they? Stories or, oh, the trust system. Rather than clicking on the trust system, I would rather click on my farms. Do you ever hear loud thumping from your neighbors upstairs at night? Well, like I hear people walking around. I don't hear thumping. I don't hear like a bed or anything like that. Like all I hear is them walking on the floors, right? And I think it's one dude who lives up there, but I do kind of feel like maybe he had somebody. I think maybe he had a friend over like last week or something, because they like, I don't know, they were like super loud at night, and then they woke up the next morning to like 6, 7 a.m. and they were just like stomping around the whole freaking apartment. Like they had no idea that someone lived below them. They had no idea that the floor creaked. They had no idea that the person below them was sleeping in the living room. Like there was just like some like rando over there about a week ago. So that's the thumping that I heard. You do know you can skip on the top right. I did not know that. No, I did not know that. Adrian is in a B kingdom and tries to keep above 45 million credits, but have a hard time doing that. How do I even sleep? No, I mean, they're mostly pretty quiet. Like, they're mostly pretty quiet. And like, the thing is, like, the neighbors that I have now, like, they work, right? Like, the dude who lives above me, he like goes to work, you know? Like, he's gone for like 9-10 hours during the day. And so like, I can obviously sleep when he's at work. The problem with the neighbors from hell is that neither one of them worked. Neither one worked, and they lived in separate rooms. And so like, there was no escaping their movement. Like, there was no escaping their movement. So like, that was hell. Like, that was really hard to sleep. But like, with this dude, I can like sleep. I get some pretty good sleep, actually. Only after the first 2 dialogue lines you can skip. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, let me open up my armaments here. We're still doing arch formation here. I'm going to open up all 6 of these. Actually, let me do these first. Okay. Total nothingness here. Total nothingness here. Thank you all for hanging out. Throw a like on the stream if you have not done so already. Let me open these 6 now. Just as a reminder, I do have this destructive inscription that I need to put on something, hopefully, at some point. This is what I put the first one on. So the standards are very low. 5.7% of stats. The standards are very, very low for this destructive inscription. And that is why we are continuing to push arch formation, because we need better cav arch formation armaments. My cav armaments are very mediocre still. Good all damage, but nothing there. Some archer attack, but nothing there. Nothing on that one. Now we're into the legendaries. Nothing on this one. And nothing on this one. But at least we got two legendaries out of those purple chests. So we can recycle these. And we can very gradually... Wait a minute, why is this guy walking home? Why is this guy walking home? What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's always nice to get a crappy legendary, because you very gradually work your way towards you work your way towards another inscription shard that may or may not be good. But B, and more importantly, we are gradually getting ourselves 8 inscription shards so that we can buy, somewhere down the line, years from now, we can buy the Invincible Inscription, which is an extremely good garrison and rally inscription. It increases skill damage resistance by 5%, that's nice, but more importantly, troops deal 3% extra normal attack damage up to 12% to target troops for every 20% units the target has lost. And so on a garrison or on a rally, you will eventually be below 20% health on your like actual march. And so getting 12% normal attack damage is extremely good. That's extremely freaking good because again, that affects not only your normal attack damage, but it also affects your counterattack damage. And that's just really, really nice to have on a garrison or a rally. So we're always happy to get these crappy legendary armaments that we can recycle. And let's see if we get some more from these chests here. There we go. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Are these identical? These are basically 2 identical complete crap armaments. And this is echelon formation, so I don't care. So these are 3 more to recycle. All right, that's fine. When I get that, I will have 3 special arch inscriptions. Okay, HTT is saying that I'm gonna get a fire armament. A fire archer armament. That I believe. That I believe. I mean, I pretty much get a fire archer armament like every other stream, so like, you're not, you know, you're not like going out on too much of a limb there, HTT. Warfro did the midterm and it gave you 687 gems. Yeah, dude, I need to start doing the midterm. I used to do it all the time, and that's a lot of gems. That's a lot of gems. 687 gems. That's a lot of gems. I need to start doing it again. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. That is why we go to the effort to get our PC repaired so we can stream on a Friday night so we can get another double inscription. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Oh my god, HDT was right. HDT knew. HDT knew. HDT knew. I mean, I don't know if this is an upgrade, but like it's decent. Like I'm not complaining about this. I'm not complaining about this. If it was Cav, this will be amazing. If this was Cav, this is like an instant. This is like literally better than I put the destructive inscription on last KVK. So like obviously this will be amazing if it was Cav. Since it's Archer, I don't even know if I can use it, but there we go. The chat's loving it. I love when the chat reacts to my freaking amazing pulls. My non-stop amazing armament pulls. All right, so here's the double inscription. Here is the double. Okay, so this is in the scroll slot. The scroll slot. So like this is not the best slot because obviously like on my garrison, I already have the destructive on there. So like the scroll slot is not amazing, but like, hey, double inscription is a double inscription. Let's see what we get here. Here we go. Here we go. Throw a like on the video if you haven't already. We're trying to keep it hype. We're trying to give you guys secondary dopamine hits by seeing me pull a double inscription. Let's take a look. Loosed and robust. 3.3% cav attack is pretty good. That's nice. That's a nice little start. Loosed, I don't like the sound of loosed. Robust is very good. Robust is 3.5% health. Robust is very good. Robust is very, very good. But loosed seems bad. I honestly think loosed is bad, but let's see. Yeah, it's V formation. So this is just, it takes 1% less normal attack damage. So this is like 0.5% all damage. This is like 1.25% all damage. So we're talking about like 4.75% of stats on these two. plus a very nice cav attack roll. I'm happy with this. This is fine. This is fine. I'm fine with this. This has potential from transmutation. We can work with this. We can work with this. Yeah, I knew Loosed was not that good. I knew Loosed was not that good. Just from the word. I've never seen this one before, but I just knew from the word it was not that good. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It has potential. You know, this is the kind of thing you roll. Yeah. This is the kind of thing you roll. So yeah, another really good double inscription for us to use all these stones on. We're gonna use a couple stones tonight, by the way. We're gonna use a couple stones. Let me very quickly grab another beer, and I will open these last 4. I'm not kidding that I literally think I have like as many, if not more, double inscriptions than Chiskel has. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have 5 or 6, and I don't think he has more than that, which is just hilarious. It's actually hilarious. All right, let's get another double inscription here. Let's just, you know, drive it home that I am a pretty lucky puller here. By the way, if anybody ever wants me to pull armaments for them, we can work that out. If anybody ever wants me to forge equipment for them or pull armaments, I would be very happy to do that on a live stream. I have the technology to be able to like connect to your account and stuff like that. So that's something I can do, and I am pretty lucky. So, you know, it's always an option. All right. All right. All right, nothing too exciting here, it looks like. I mean, you can always get an amazing roll, but I'm not really seeing it. Yeah, nothing on those. Nothing on those. But we got another double inscription, which is fantastic. And then we also got that really good archer, that archer armament as well. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to roll tonight. I'm not going to roll a ton of stuff, but I do know I want to transmute this. I was looking at this. I was looking at this armament the other day, and I was just like, I definitely want to roll this. Like, there's just like the only thing that's a little tough about this one is that like I always think it's possible that I would want to do this on something that's non-cavalry, but you know what? I'm gonna transmute this a couple times right now. Why not? Let's transmute what we just got. Because why not? Because why not? Let's roll this a couple of times. All right, let me just think about this for a second. So like the one thing is that I already have a few really good cav armaments in the scroll slot because like we can put these destructive inscriptions on there. So it's like a little bit hard to imagine like where this would fit because I also have breaker. I'm trying to think of something to transmute tonight. Do you know if Tremor only hits AoE targets or only their primary, like on Yisong? Yeah, I don't know about Tremor. Tremor, I have a Tremor. I have a Tremor here. And it's like one of those ones that I've never used. And I'm just like not sure about it. I don't think this is, I think I have a better one, but whenever the wielder's troop deals skill damage, it has a 30% chance to deal additional direct damage to the target. I mean, to me, Warfro, this reads like it's a single target damage. Transmute the destruction inscription, screw that one. No, this is good. I mean, obviously I am going to transmute this, but like, I don't want to spend 5 on this right now. Like, I would lock the 2.3% defense. I would lock the 2.3% defense. There is more obvious stuff that I would transmute. Like this. Like, I would definitely transmute this. But I mean, I need to transmute the, I need to transmute the, I really need to transmute the Yan stuff first. Right? Why am I not seeing Yan here? Why am I not seeing Yan here? Oh, this one? Okay, so yeah, like, I just have like these major issues with my armaments, right? Which is that, like, you know, these are my most important armaments, right? The Yan armaments are the most important. But like, I can't roll any of this stuff because it's like, it's literally purple and non-inscriptioned. And then I have this. Like, this is just like, so, it's very aggravating. Like, I don't have, I want to use my transmutation scrolls on Yan, but like, I literally can't. I literally can't. I could roll this for like 5 and try to get more Cav stuff. But I mean, that's questionable. Here, let me just roll this. Let me at least roll this once, right? Do I keep the 1.6% Cav health? That's the question. I'm just gonna roll this. I'm gonna roll the whole thing here, just to see. Just to see. Oh, I should have locked this. I should have locked this. I'm gonna roll this again. Should I lock the health? Should I lock the health? Adrian says don't lock. Armaments, Warfare says armaments are a bust, I think. I enjoy the concept. I enjoy armaments. I really enjoy this. I just know that, like, my viewership tends to, like, drop quite a bit when I go into armaments and stuff like that. Which is kind of a bummer, because, like, I personally find this, like, pretty interesting. Oh, God. Oh, this is such a hard decision. This is so hard because I have pretty good line formation archer armaments. This is like a really tough decision, actually. I should have looked at this more. See, the problem here's the issue, right? The problem is I only have one archer march, but based on armaments, and I only have one set of archer gear, but based on armaments, I 100% should be building a second archer march. Like, that's the problem here. And I don't know why I walked into this freaking bullshit that I did this to myself, where I have this very tough decision to make. Where, like, I could replace this with archer health. I could upgrade the 1.6% Cav health to 3.2% archer health, but then I will probably not use this armament. And that's just, like, very irritating. When will you ever use line formation for Cav? Adrian, I use line formation for Cav right now. I use line formation for Cav right now. My XY has been line formation for, like, the last, like, 3 months. I use line formation right freaking now. Because this inscription is insane. This inscription is like 14% of stats on its own. You can easily make another purple archer set fast. Yeah, but I need to, like, build another archer commander. You know what I mean? I mean, I have YSG, but I would need to build another archer commander. Oh. Ugh. I'm going to replace this because that's a very good archer roll, and there's a possibility that I will do a line formation archer in the future. But I'm literally like using transmutation scrolls to take 1.6% of health off my XY, which is a freaking disaster. Oh, this is really irritating. I don't know that I should be doing this. This is like a very tough decision, but I'm just going to do it. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate that I just did that. I hate that I just did that. Look at my line formation stuff on my archers. It's like actually pretty good. Look at my line formation on my archers. It's actually pretty good. Like this is before I add the battlements, right? Like this is pretty freaking good. This is pretty good. This is 15, 16% of stats, 22% of stats, 22.2% of stats, plus all damage, which is 4%. This is 26% of stats. Okay, this is 26% of stats. And then when you add the battlements, the problem is the battlements is right here. So it's like, it's the best, it's replacing like the best armament that I have. Right? But it's actually not, I'm not losing that much. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? I may have done something smart there. Because I'm gonna swap this real quick, right? I'm gonna swap this real quick. I'm gonna show you how much stats this is right now. This is 11.6, 18.6, 22.6. We'll say this is 23.6. With battlements, this is like 14%. All of a sudden, this is 37.6% of stats. Now you have to subtract the fact that you're not getting anything from line formation. Whereas like with wedge, you're getting like 6% of stats. So like it's 30% of stats right here. And this is like quickly becoming a pretty good set, right? This is becoming a pretty good set. But then my XY is completely effed. So I'm putting this back on the XY for now. And let's find something else to transmute, because that was both productive and underwhelming, basically. Let me just transmute this. Because I know that this is like well, I mean, here's the thing, like I need these other slots, man. I need these other slots. Like, would I ever transmute this? I mean, I actually want to transmute this. Like, I actually want to transmute this. But do I lock the march speed? People are going to think I'm losing my mind transmuting line formation. And I am going a little bit off the reservation here, but I just like feel like gambling a bit. I know I'm going to transmute this. Like, I know I'm going to transmute this. Let's roll this one. I'm locking this all damage. Like, to me, this all damage is good enough. This is like 2.4. This is like 2.4. So like I know I'm locking this. Let's roll this a couple times. I'm feeling like gambling. Let's roll this a couple of times. You cannot transmute a commander's armament while they are not in the city? Get the F out of here, man. Are you kidding me? I'm out here grinding friggin' barb camps, and they won't let me transmute. Unbelievable. Bro, all damage goes to 2.2%. Don't do this to me? Yeah, but transmutation stones are very limited. Like, how do you not lock the all damage? How do you not lock the all damage? I think you have to lock that all damage. Anyway, I can't do it right now anyway. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do right now? I want to transmute something. I want to transmute something. I'm not going to transmute this, right? This is like perfect already. Or perfect enough. Yeah, maybe I'll transmute this. Let me just transmute this. I mean, I know it's like hard to imagine this being better than... See, this is like super frustrating because I like don't have anything great to transmute, and that's like really frustrating. I can transmute this. I've already done it a bunch of times, but I could do it again. Maybe I'll do this. All right, let me just do this. We want cavalry. We 100% want cavalry. No. Let's do it again. No. Let's do it one more time. Give me cavalry. Give me cavalry. Okay. 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 I mean, that's a pretty great armament right there. This is a pretty great armament. You can't say this is not a great armament. You got 6%, you got 6% march speed, and you've got 6.3% health. Like that's a very nice armament for my Attila Takeda, you know. But maybe I swap the line formation over to archers or something, and put this on the XY, you know. Anyway, that's all we're gonna do for now on the transmutations. I was not like very well prepared for that, but you know. But oh, Kwin says, "What are your bets this week?" Kwin, I've stopped betting. I've stopped betting. I bet on. So first of all, I forgot to bet 2 weeks in a row. Like that week 2 weeks ago when everybody crushed, I forgot to bet. Like I forgot to bet 2 weeks ago when you all got rich. When you all got rich off my bets, if you read my community posts, I forgot to bet. I bet on JST last week. Just like a little bit on JST for no reason. Well, basically, I bet on JST because I felt like, here, let me, I bet on JST because, if I'm not wrong, didn't 93T do something very janky to get win a mid fight against 1V? Like 1V won the mid fight, and then 1V was like returning the arc, and 93T sort of flanked around and killed them. Yeah, that's what happened. So like basically like 93T kind of like won a fluke middle fight against 1V. Not a fluke, they made an incredibly good play, but like they didn't win the actual fight, they won the secondary fight after the fact. And so for that reason, I was like, well, maybe 93T is like a little bit like they're being like slightly overestimated because of that. And so I decided to bet on JST for that reason. But I don't really have too many like strong opinions, Kwin, to be honest. I didn't really watch too many of these matches. I know that 60GT won last week because I like have my I have the talents on them. But oh, we can't even bet on these anymore? Okay. Yeah, so I mean I knew 60GT won last week, but I did not actually watch the match. And I didn't even pay attention to this match. Yeah, 49-1. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any bets, Kwin, honestly. I'm just kind of, I bought out the shop, like, everything that's important, so just kind of done with it. Oh, did they almost do the same thing to JST? I watched that match, but I didn't watch it with any video, with any volume, so I didn't even notice that, Warfro. I didn't notice they almost did that to JST. How'd you forget to bet with your own bets? HDT, it's because, like, I always plan to do a video. Like, instead of making the bets on stream, I'm always like, I'm gonna make a video afterwards. But then, like, after I've done a 3 to 3.5 hour stream, the last thing I want to do is, like, continue to sit here and make a video. So, like, for 2 straight weeks, I didn't make a video, and then I just forgot to bet. I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I mean, everyone else got rich off my bets. So, like, it's who cares? I mean, everyone else got rich. Right? You think Sonya is you think Sonya's like oh wait, that's not the one. Yeah, like Dadgoer follows my bets. Noller may or may not follow my bets. I think Clown might follow my bets. So yeah, I'm like way down now because I just keep forgetting to bet. Am I even on this list? I'm in 89th. I should literally be like in first. If I had remembered to bet, I would be in like 3rd or 4th place. But anyway, I'm glad everybody else did well. JST had a single defender and 93 ran up on them, killed them, and then JST rushed them down. Why don't you record yourself talking about the bets on stream and then re-upload that clip? I could do that, but I like to make a tighter video because when I'm coming up with, when I'm deciding on the bets on the stream, I'm like actually, you know, like going through my thoughts, and I'm not like concise at all. So my plan is to always make like a concise video after the fact. But the last couple of weeks I have not done that. All right. I am now going to play Champions of Olympia. If anyone wants to join me in Champions of Olympia, let me know, and we will get that going. I believe it is unranked right now, so it'll be very chill. What is your time worth, though? Warframe, my time is not worth that much, which is why I am a RLK YouTuber. I mean, I definitely don't make on an Osiris League bets video. I definitely do not make like money off it. But I mean I make okay money on like a video that goes viral. You know. All right, so this restores 30 rage. The skill cannot be used in the first 30 seconds of the battle. Okay, so I know what skills I have. Wait, what does this skill do? 30%. This skill gains 60% increased attack and deals 20% extra damage for 20 seconds. All right. Yeah. Does anybody want to play COO with me? Let me know. I will wait briefly for anybody in the chat who wants to play. Second inf commander leaked. Adrian has the info in the chat. Is that a garrison commander, Adrian? Yeah, no, I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. All right, Natsu wants to play. I will throw the invite to Natsu. HDT wants to play. I will throw the invite to HDT. I honestly don't think you get in a ton of trouble, but like I just stay away from it because, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I can make plenty of content without doing leaks. Oh, it's a garrison. Garrison commander. Oh, that's all on the first skill, Adrian? Gosh. Hey. Adrian, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Natsu, please do not ask to be carried. You're supposed to carry us. You're supposed to carry us with all your legendary gear. So I guess they're just like bringing out the new infantry commanders like super fast in the same way that they brought out the cav commanders really fast. They're going to also bring out the garrison commanders really fast, or the inf commanders really fast. It's kind of interesting. I mean, Lilith is kind of hitting us with a lot of spending lately, huh? You got armaments, you got commanders coming out really fast, and you have new equipment. That's pretty pretty high pressure right there. Yeah, I don't know if I will build the infantry garrison either, actually. I'm pretty far down on our alliance tier list of infantry garrisons. I think I'm like maybe fourth. I'm maybe fourth in our alliance in infantry garrisons, if not fifth. So I don't know if I'll build it. I actually don't know if I'll build it. All right, guys. So I'm definitely not on my A game. Just letting you all know that I am not on my A game right now. But this is unranked COO. And I've got Natsu and HDT with me, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Let me elevate my chair slightly. Here we go. All right. I think we're good. I think we will do good here. I'm predicting a 3-1 record. Actually, I don't know what I'm predicting because I'm definitely dusty. All right, so you take that one, and I will cover this guy. Perfect. This is actually pretty good. This works good. My teammate will take that flag, and I will cover this flag over here. And he's breaking off one, so then I can easily, like super easily, defend this flag because he broke off one march. Like, bro, you're not gonna win a 2 versus 3 against me. Keep running. Keep running, fool. Keep running, fool. So maybe I go middle here. We're looking somewhat light middle, and we're doing well overall. So I would just go middle as a bit of a control. I saved it just in time, by the way. So I'm going to move my Boudica over here, so she's gathering from a different angle. That can somewhat annoy the enemy. I think I'm just going to go over here. It might take a bit of a fight, but I think we'll be okay. Mardux is over here. And we will just... oh, there's 2 over here? One's leaving, which is idiotic. And we'll just return the apple, get an easy win. NBD. This is how unranked Champions of Olympia is meant to be played. And I will just say that I am very happy that my PC works. You know? I'm just very happy that my PC works. No data was lost. I'm back to my routine. I don't have to buy anything new. I bought a new power supply, that was it. It was cost 150 bucks, no big deal. It is just very, very nice to have life back to normal. It is fantastic to be live streaming on a Friday night. I really enjoy doing this. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate everybody who throws a like on the video. I very much appreciate all the members of the channel. And you know, we're just back to our normal life. We're losing this apple. We are losing this apple. To be fair, we are losing this apple. But we're gonna win the match. We're back to real life. The chat's been great. I always appreciate a very fun chat. Got a lot of good conversation. I think Warfro, this is your first time in the channel, in the community, and really appreciate you hanging out. Lots of great input. And yeah, just pleased with how this week has turned out. I had like kind of a crazy week, honestly. I was like a very productive week. I got a lot done. And it just all worked out, basically. Sometimes you put in effort and you get a bit back from it. I mean, you know, by being off ROK for a week, what happened is that I was able to focus on some other things. And so one of the things I focused on was actually sports betting. Like, I haven't sports bet in a number of years, but you know, the NFL season is starting, and there's some good opportunities, right? So like in Nevada, you can sign up for all these like casino-based sports books, like they're online apps, right? And there's these like sign-up bonuses if you've never sports bet with them before, which I have never sports bet with them before, even though I used to be a professional sports bettor in the past, which is kind of crazy. But this one casino, MGM, right? It's like owns a bunch of casinos. They own like the MGM casino, they own Bellagio, they own Aria. Like, if you sign up for their sports book, they will give you, and then you bet like $1,500 on like the first bet you make. If you lose that bet, they will refund that entire $1,500. As like as something you can bet again, right? Like, you basically get a $1,500 like free play that you can bet on any game you want. And so I didn't even know that existed, but I was going through all the local casinos for what sign-up bonuses they have, and I saw this BetMGM like bonus, right? Which is like a freaking amazing bonus. It's literally like $1,500 freaking dollars. And I only checked that out because I just like was not playing ROK, and my mind was able to focus on some other things. And so I'm gonna sign up for MGM by this weekend. I won't get the bet down this weekend. I won't get like basically you have to bet $1,500, and like hopefully you win that bet, right? Which would be like one of the biggest bets I've ever made. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get it set up this week, because I might have bet on the Lions. I might have bet on the Lions against the Chiefs, because one, they were like it's kind of an obvious bet to bet on like the underdog on a Thursday night season opening game against like the defending Super Bowl champions. That's like a pretty obvious bet. So I probably would have bet on the Lions if I had that bet set up. But anyway, I mean, I'm going to sign up for BetMGM. I'm going to make a $1,500 bet on some football game. And that's literally like a free $1,500 that I wouldn't have been aware of if I had just been grinding ROK for the last week. But my mind was able to look at some other advantage plays and advantage opportunities in the world. And I so I was looking to sports betting a little bit. And then I also I did some crypto stuff, right? There's like some airdrops that are out there, where like you sign up for these different platforms, and there's an expectation over the next 12 months or so that these platforms will create their own token, and they will airdrop that token to people who use their platform. And so I got, and these opportunities have been obvious for months now. One of them is called ZK Sync. ZK Sync is a very well-known airdrop opportunity. And, this week I finally got off my butt and got myself set up on ZK Sync, did some transactions on ZK Sync, figured out how it works, figured out how you bridge from Ethereum to ZK Sync, etc., etc. And so that's just money in my pocket as well, right? That's money in my pocket is in the same way that the BetMGM sign-up bonus is money in my pocket. And it was good to actually step back from ROK for a bit and find out about those opportunities. But it's also nice to be back to my very normal grind of, making whatever I'm making right now. I'm making $1 or $2 of value by doing Champions of Olympia. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so we're definitely overplaying right here, but our opponents seem extremely weak, so I think it's fine. Video game says, I think online betting is legal in a lot of states. It is legal in a lot of states. It's interesting. A lot of the sports books that are legal elsewhere are not legal in Nevada, right? So Nevada, sorry. I've lived here for 15 years and I still say the name of the state wrong. DraftKings and FanDuel are legal in 15 or so states, but they are not legal here in Nevada. And so the sign-up bonuses that exist for DraftKings, I cannot claim, which is a little bit annoying. And quite frankly, the sign-up bonuses for most Nevada sports books are very mediocre. That pop-up was insane. It said I'm a garrison captain. That was an insane pop-up, whatever it was. But yeah, most of the sign-up bonuses in Nevada are very bad. But that BetMGM sign-up bonus is amazing. And yeah, I'm planning to basically do it probably on Monday. I'll probably download the app this weekend and drive over to the MGM on Monday and deposit some money. Oh, Warpro, you're Hayden Mack. Okay, gotcha. Yep, good to have you here, Hayden, again. You were a great contributor a couple weeks ago. Glad to see you're hanging out again. And congrats on the in-game name change. I don't know why these dudes are not surrendering. But they are not surrendering. Shout out to SQ16. I believe that's 1916. I don't know why I'm running here. This is beer number 3 right here. This movement right here is beer number 3. And I will say, I was gonna get some screenshots of the Friend.Tech site before this stream, but I do have some referral codes in the description of this stream for Friend.Tech. Friend.Tech is a crypto app that is basically like a chat program. It's like a chat program where you like pay money to have private chats with various people. And one of the fundamental aspects of it is that they're, you know, eventually going to airdrop a token related to the site. And so people are like very active on this site because they're trying to like get a lot of a big piece of the airdrop. That's like the crypto meta that exists. It probably sounds ridiculous to people, but it's not ridiculous at all. It's like essentially the best way to make money in crypto is to just farm airdrops. And Friend.Tech kind of like it went down in value about a week ago, but now it's going back up in value, and it's like doing pretty well. So like if you want to sign up for Friend.Tech, you can do so. You can join my private chat for like $7. So like if you ever wanted to like talk to me constantly throughout the week, you can sign up for Friend.Tech and pay about $7 or $8, and I will probably answer like any question you have about crypto or ROK like constantly, because there's literally like value in just chatting with people. And you know, basically what's happened with Friend.Tech is that a lot of people tried to sign up for it very quickly. A bunch of like OnlyFans girls signed up for it, and they were like, the OnlyFans girls were like very half-assed about the way they did it. And I think a lot of them got psyched out by the fact that people can very quickly buy and sell their keys. And so they kind of got like demoralized by it. And so what has happened is that like the crypto, like the hardcore crypto people, we have all like continued to use Friend.Tech. If like a friend of ours follows us on Friend.Tech, we then follow them back. And there's just like a loyalty and like friendship based thing that's happening on Friend.Tech where like, if you follow me, I'll follow you, we'll chat, and we'll have like very like good conversations about like how to take advantage of crypto, how to make money in crypto. And I think it has like a pretty good future, honestly. I've definitely made profits in the last week simply holding the people that I hold on Friend.Tech. And I made some pretty good airdrop money this week. So I'm not saying that Friend.Tech is an easy way to make money, but okay, so this is crazy. They went like, oh my God, they went ham here. But some of them left. So we will take this fight. We will take this fight. So anyway, like if you are involved in crypto and you're listening to me talk right now, I do think Friend.Tech has legs. I actually think like Friend.Tech is like a very good way to spend your time and a little bit of money. So there are referral codes in the description if you want to sign up. That would certainly help me out. If you sign up for Friend.Tech and deposit absolutely $0, that will still help me if you use my referral code. Zizzo, what's up? Telling me to focus. Bro, I'm focused enough. We're 2-0, and we're winning this game as well. I'm focused enough, man. Like, I don't even need to focus. I don't even need to focus. I'm trying to pump Friend.Tech. I'm trying to get people to use my referral codes. There's no downside to using the referral code. You can just simply sign up, and that will help me out. If you deposit money into Friend.Tech, then there is a downside because it is not at all easy to make money at Friend.Tech. You really have to understand crypto. You have to understand what people have value in crypto. You have to understand like who is likely to be active. Oh, why did I walk away? Why did I walk away? Oh, I got the heal. I got the heal on Boudica. I got the heal on Boudica. I got the heal on Boudica. But he's running. My buddy is running. I will run. Anyway, that's my Friend.Tech round. I guess I've said enough. It's just, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. What I'm talking about, when I'm talking about Friend.Tech, what I'm actually talking about is I'm talking about the future of gaming. Like, to some extent, this is the future of gaming. Like, yes, there will always be games where money is not involved. There will always be games like League of Legends or Call of Duty where, you know, you can pay to have like a very slight advantage, but basically the game is just based on skill. You know, the game is just going to be based on your reflexes and your intelligence, and, you know, it is just going to be a normal game, a video game like we know it, right? But in my opinion, the future of gaming, or at least the future of gaming as I'm going to play it, is a gaming world that exists where there's a lot of money involved. Where, like, if you're good at the game, you make money. If you're bad at the game, you lose money. There's going to be gambling aspects. There's going to be investment aspects. You know, look, like the one of the things with crypto is that it's like the kind of thing right now where, like, basically you can gamble. Like, you can gamble on a bunch of stuff that's not regulated. You know, like, people aren't really paying attention to what's happening. So, like, people can just create games where, like, gambling is involved, and, like, it's just going to be fine. Like, no one's going to be even noticing. Friend.Tech is just like, Friend.Tech's not really a game. It's you know, it's a social app that has an airdrop involved, where, like, you earn or lose money based on, like, the value of, like, you buy keys. Let me see if I can find, like, a screenshot so I can, like, describe this a little bit. 1 second. I mean, like, so to me, the future of gaming is going to involve quite a bit of money, basically. You know, where it's like, if you're good at these games, you will make money. If you're bad at these games, you will lose money. You know, and so, like, you know, a game like ROK will be a game wherein if your kingdom is very strong, then, like, your kingdom will have monetary value, and your kingdom will be able to like sell shares of it to, like, either people who play with you or just, like, outside investors who have nothing to do, who don't even play the game. And, like, that investment will, like, bring actual financial rewards if your kingdom wins KVKs, and the people who invest in you will lose money if you lose KVKs. Like, I just think that's generally how the gaming world is going to go, right? And it's going to be very crypto based, because crypto is, like, not being paid attention to. And something like Friend.Tech is one second. Oh, this isn't even Friend.Tech. Why is it so hard to find a screenshot of what's happening on Friend.Tech? This is ridiculous. No. Oh, this is aggravating. Well, whatever. The future of gaming has money involved, and Friend.Tech is barely a game. It's more of like an investment competition. But the point is, people are, like, playing it every day. They're chatting with other people. They're making networking connections. And by making those networking connections and getting people to, like, invest in their keys, they are earning money. Okay? And so it's just like a new game that you have to figure out very quickly. And I did not figure it out super quickly. I just figured it out, like, moderately. And I just think this is the future. The future is new games will come out. We will have to figure them out. We will work together as groups to try to, like, win at these games. And there will be actual monetary rewards involved in them. And I think that ROK is not that, right? ROK is a pay-to-win Web 2 mobile game where, like, when you buy stuff in the game, you build up your account, and then it is quite difficult to, like, sell your account. And almost nobody sells their account for a profit. But at the same time, there are people in ROK who are making money. Like, lest anyone think differently, there are plenty of people in ROK who are making money. And it's the people who are gathering resources. It's the people who are, it's the people who are gathering resources, right? And those people are really at the forefront of what the future of gaming is, which is that people are going to pay to have things done in game. Like, resources in this game have an actual monetary value. And some people have figured out that if they start a ton of accounts, they can farm resources and potentially make a living doing that. And it is also the case that there are people in kingdoms like 1484 and 2489 and 1525 who spend a lot of money on this game. And some of the people who spend a lot of money on this game, they win most of their wars. Other people who spend a lot of money on this game lose most of their wars. And so some people are getting better value for their money than others. And so there is a monetary component to this game. We are playing for real stakes. We are playing, in a sense, we are playing for real money in this game. Because if your opponent spends, $20,000 more before and during a KVK than you spent, and then you beat them in the KVK, and you're in a good mood, and you get all the good rewards, and they're in a bad mood, and they get crappy rewards, then while it is true that no money has changed hands, you have certainly gotten better value for the money you spent on the game than they got on the money they spent in the game. And I think that is sort of the monetary component of this game, is how much value have you gotten for the money that you have spent? You know, we all play Ark of Osiris every 2 weeks. And the difference between winning and losing an Ark of Osiris match is something like $200 to $300 of value for your entire team. Not for an individual player, but when you extrapolate the value across 25 to 30 players, the winning team earns about $200 to $300 more in value than the losing team does. And so the people who won that Ark of Osiris match have gotten better value for the money they spent ahead of time than the people who lost that Ark of Osiris match. And I think that's the game we're playing now, but I think in the future we will play a game in which some people will actually earn a profit from their skill and their success at a game, and other people will lose money because they are not actually experts at a game. I think most people will lose money at a game, just as all of us lose money in ROK. Like, literally every single one of us who plays ROK, other than gold farmers, loses money because, like, we're not getting anything monetary back for our investments. We're just, like, we're not getting any actual profit. But I think in the future, some people will make money from games like this, because I just think it is inevitable that the world will go that way. And at the end of the day, why would you play a game like Rise of Kingdoms where everyone loses money when you could play a game like Rise of Kingdoms where if you're very, very successful, you actually make money? And then the question is, why would another developer who wants to take market share from ROK, why would they not build a game where the incentives exist for the most successful teams to earn a profit? Of course they would have to build a game like that. Like, how do you displace Rise of Kingdoms? How do you ever displace this game? You have to make a game that is more appealing to people than ROK is. And it's going to take a big leap for a developer to do that, quite frankly, because ROK is a very good game. But you're not gonna take market share from ROK by building like a similar game. You have to build a game where the players are incentivized to move over to it. And how do you incentivize them? You either make a much more fun experience, or you make a game where the players can get something out of it. And I personally think that the future of gaming is one in which players are getting more out of it than we get today. And I think I'm getting a glimpse of that through crypto. We're not seeing like good games in crypto. We're not seeing like robust, super fun games like Rise of Kingdoms. But we are getting a glimpse of the future, in my opinion. But it looks like I've lost like pretty much all the viewers at this point, which is a bummer. I did talk about crypto for quite a while. And I did finally stumble on a pretty good fight here, where it looks like 1525 and 2133 are here, not holding the pass, but they have some open field presence on the other side. Although their stuff is even burning over here. So it looks like it's a pretty casual fight at this point. There are no actual objectives happening here. 1525 is burning everywhere. But they still have cities over here. Are they going to get disconnected? They are going to get disconnected. They are going to get disconnected. So they actually have a lot of freaking cities here. And if I'm not wrong, all these cities are going to be disconnected, right? Ronnie, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I am pretty much in between wrapping up and wondering if we're about to see a zero party here. Because I feel like once this flag goes, the rest of this territory is disconnected. Right? So I do wonder if we're gonna hit a rally party here. But the viewership has dropped so much that I kind of just want to call it a night, to be honest. Yeah, kind of bummed that I lost y'all on that one. Kind of bummed I lost y'all on that rant there. Ronnie says, what was up with your PC? We just got finished with Zero Party. Ronnie, it was just... ultimately, it was the power supply. I thought it might be the motherboard. But ultimately, it was just the power supply that died out. And so my PC would not turn on at all. And I replaced the power supply. Got that fixed today, and I'm very, very happy to be back. And yeah, I'm just reckoning with the absolute plummeting of my viewership when I started talking about something other than ROK, even though I was playing ROK. Maybe I rambled too much. But I have been streaming for about 3.5 hours. And even though it looks like 2489 is probably going to get disconnected here, and there might be 1 or 2 cities here that are, I mean, honestly, this is pretty rough right here. I mean, if you're 1525, if you're a 1525 leader right here, this is pretty rough, because this is a lot of cities, and you can hope that all these cities are like online and gonna teleport out in time, but I would have my doubts. If I was a leader right now, I would have my doubts that all these people are online. I mean, this is so bizarre, honestly, that 1525 has like so many people here. This flag is so freaking important, and they are just not able to defend it. Imagine the RSS just sitting there. Yeah, I mean, this is, there's definitely going to be some zeros here. There are definitely going to be some zeros. But I'm going to be honest, my viewership has just completely fallen off a cliff here. So I think I'm just going to wrap up the stream. It is what it is. It's kind of a bummer. I would love to sit here and chat with you, Ronnie, and a few other people, but there's nobody else here. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I appreciate everybody who is going to watch this stream later. It's very good to be back. We did get a double inscription tonight, another double inscription. I may have gone off the rails here at the end. You all are completely entitled to speak with your feet and speak with your viewership. If you are not interested in what I have to say, you are entirely welcome to disconnect and consume some other content. It's a little bit of a bummer because we absolutely plummeted to like 0, and that has never happened before. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks for the likes. We'll try again next week. I'm going to upload a video this weekend, and I will see you all on the flip side.